I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up! Everybody get up! Hey, hey, hey! That's right. Get up, get up, get up. Good morning. Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. If you out there, let me know in the chat. Does my mic sound nice? Does my mic sound nice? Check one. On this show, we talk about fitness-related content from a home gym perspective, and we get your live reactions to the people across the home gym industry who affect the products we buy, the exercises we do, everything. We talk about the topics that matter to you. So I think that this show is unique, is one of a kind, and I think it's the best in the universe at what it does. So with all that being said, that's my elevator speech for why you should continue to check it out if this is your first time. If this is your first time, please do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. I am John Greaves III. I am the co-founder of Garage Gym Life. I promise you are in for a treat. Today is an awesome show. As usual, we got a lot of topics to discuss. Got two very cool guests. So let's just go ahead and tell you what's on today's show, so you know why I'm saying you should like and subscribe. So in the first hour, we're going to have news and other things. Plus, we'll have a brand new segment of Recliner of Rage. That's our most popular segment. And once again, I'll tell you why I'm mad so you can laugh at my pain. In the second hour, we're going to have Kinsey. Coach Kinsey is back. She's fresh off her first trip ever to HomeGymCon. She's going to react with us to the weekend, the HomeGymCon weekend, and how the experience will, she's going to let us know how the experience is going to shape her content and maybe even how she coaches clients going forward in her home gym. Then in the third hour, we're going to have Mike Carlson from Ankor. And I'm so proud of myself because I finally pronounced it correctly. I spent the entire booth tour with Mike mispronouncing Ankor, and he was good enough to not correct me. But I know it was hurting his soul every time I said it. But in any case, he's going to be joining us to piggyback off the awesome feedback from you guys to the booth tour. You guys had a lot of questions, and rather than me make up answers, although I did try to answer the questions that were in the comment section, rather than me just try to make up answers, I tracked Mike down and said, hey, man, why don't you just come on the show? And he agreed. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys start getting your questions in the chat section, in the live chat for Kinsey and for Mike, and I'll star them so we don't miss any of them. All right, now you know what's going on. As I said, hit like, hit subscribe. Let's go find out who's in the live chat that I keep on referring to. So first in the building, once again, my man, Carlos. Y'all know Carlos actually has a t-shirt that says Carlos, okay, in English and Spanish at the same time. He said, I just wake up in the morning and I wait a lot because it's way too early. That's because this dude was on, that comment was posted, for those of you who don't know, at 4:47 in the morning. As you may know, this show starts at 6, okay? And as some of you may know, Carlos lives in the Central Time Zone. So that's actually 3:47 in the morning when he woke up and posted that comment. And I appreciate your loyalty. My man was like, wake up, wake up, wake up at 3:47 in the morning his time. I salute all of that energy. Maintain that throughout this show. Next up at a more reasonable hour was Jared Martin, 5:38 in the morning. Man, you guys are so awesome. The show is like not even close to starting. And every time I come on here, I see you guys' comments in the live chat waiting for me, man. And you know what? Let's try something. There's a new feature right here. Let's see what happens if I do that. All right, so there we go. So you guys should be able to see your comments right now. All right, besides me just popping it up on screen. Anyway, but if you can't, don't worry about it. I'm still going to pop them up on screen at specific times. Anyway, Jared says, good morning, boys and girls. He's always got his cup of coffee. Let's see here. Unfortunately, Carlos says the Smurf outfit is coming together nicely. Okay, Carlos. All right. I don't know. I don't know what to do with you, man. I don't know what to do with you. Next up, my man Trevor. What's up? He said, wake up and wash your face. That's right. And get your mind right. Get ready. Get ready. All right. Carlos said he has liked the stream and he shared the stream. Let's go. Jared said my mic is solid. Hey, my man, thank you. Carlos said your mic sounds nice. Check one. Well, then I'm going to reply with, are you ready to rock, y'all, to the beach? Y'all don't even know that song. You too young. You too young. Mike Brantley might know that song. He might know that tune. I don't know if he's old enough. I think Mike's in his 40s. He might be a little too young. When that song came out, Mike probably wasn't allowed to listen to the radio yet. Anyway, I think I got Mike by about 10 years. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got here. Paired and Powered Up says, can you keep it down? I'm at work. No, we get louder. I'm at work too. See? And one of my job requirements is volume. Volume. Mike said he's 45. Okay, so I got you by 6 years. So when that song came out, I'm gonna say I was like, I think 9, maybe 10. So you were 4. You might know it. I don't know. Anyway, the Kurt Locker says, good morning, Jared. Oh, I see you only speaking to Jared. Hey, you know what? That's fair, though, because he said, I appreciate all you did to help me this year at HomeGymCon. # grateful. There you go. And let's see here. And Garage Gym Radio, the man himself, Jake Jaworski, the organizer, head dude in charge at HomeGymCon, is here giving us the flexed arm emojis. All right, so Jake is fired up. So that I have no choice but to keep the volume up, keep the enthusiasm going. Let's go ahead and dive into our first segment because we're already 7 minutes past. It's time to dive into news and other things. Let's go. All right, so let's go. So news and other things, this first segment. First of all, I'm not sure if I like this whole keeping y'all on the screen situation here. We might need to come back to that. But in any case, first news item, let's check homework. Okay. I asked you guys last week to post pictures of your most recent home gym purchases in the community section, specifically stuff that you brought home from HomeGymCon. But even if you didn't go to HomeGymCon, I said, I want to know what you guys have added to your home gym this week. I've got something in my a little bit later on, I'll be showing you guys my latest acquisition. But let's go ahead and see who turned in their homework on time. All right, so let's go here. And you know what that means, boys and girls. That's right. It is the first screen share of the day. Get loud, get loud, get loud, get loud. Okay, calm down. Relax. Just got to relax. All right, y'all got to relax. All right, so first screen share of the day. Going to go to our community section. Let's go now. And boom, boom. All right, so let's start at the beginning. All right, so first in the building, first in the community tab, let's see, was my guy Trevor. He said, let's start a HomeGymCon haul thread to show off all the new equipment you brought home. He said, I'll start. So I think we actually showed this last week. So that's quite a bit of stuff. All right. What I'm angry about is we only got one comment. Come on now. Y'all got to get in that community section and y'all got to respond when you to post like that. You know, I know you guys want to see it. You're always talking about it because I see you guys having the conversations in the live chat. Hey, what did you get from this? Hey, what did you bring back or whatever? Well, now you've got it right there so you guys can check it out. So everybody go comment on my guys' post. Let's see here. And let's go to the next one. HomeGymCon. Okay, this one's got a little bit more. And let's see. This is from the aforementioned Jared. He said, this includes flooring from the ATX booth that looks nice and wasn't hard to install. His bare steel deadlift bar and magnetic collars. So I guess that's up here. Let's go back. Let's see if can we go back? Yeah, all right. Let's see some Arm Assassin grip strength stuff. See, he got something from the BWH from Black Widow, and then the VIP giveaway from Synergy. He and Trevor worked out a little bit of a deal. So that looks like the grip stuff from Arm Assassin. That looks solid. I like that. And so then that's the giveaway from Synergy. And he's waiting on his caster wheel so he can set it up. And then he also got some Delta dumbbells. Looks like from ATX. There we go. Some Delta dumbbells from ATX. That looks like a solid haul. That looks like a solid haul. Okay, comments are on. Looks like no comments. Come on now. Show some love. Let's go show some love. I mean, y'all can. I did intend to talk about it here, so you guys can also comment now. Okay, but I still, hey, we're trying to make. What I'm trying to do is I want to make that section grow because I want to turn this channel into a true community. So when people post, they know they're going to get feedback. And if we do it right, this will also be a good place for people to ask questions. Like if they see something that they're interested in buying, they post a picture of it, then they can ask, hey, does anybody know anything about this product or whatever, right? So I wanted to turn it into something that's a resource. And the only way to do that is to, get the comments going. Let's see here now. Carp. My man Carp is a superhero because he's got a lot of stuff. So, all right. So there's a 9.22 Designs rack badge that's right there. All right. He's got an Eclipse grip from Porter Phys Ed. Very nice. Very nice. I have one of those downstairs myself. He's got a Synergy dumbbell stand. Okay. Look at that. And that's awesome because, as y'all know, that thing came to life on this show. Okay, that rack came to life on this show with suggestions from you guys. That's awesome, man. That thing is awesome. So, let's see here. What in the world? Somebody said something about dad jokes. Eric says his stuff hasn't shown up yet. Supposed to be here Sunday. Okay. Hey, I'm still waiting on something to show up too, but I am getting updates, so I'm okay. I'm not crashing out yet. Let's see here. Trevor says the ATX flooring is legit. Just replace my horse stall mats with it. We're looking at getting some not horse stall mats. That's what we have. Naomi and I are looking at replacing our horse stall mats with some flooring from Freedom Fitness. But we just haven't put it down yet because we got to get our basically we got to line up somebody to help us put it down. And Paired and Powered Up said we flew in, so we were limited, unfortunately. Yeah, that hurts. What I wanted to do is, and hopefully we can get to the point where you'll be able to buy stuff there. I actually did this at the first HomeGymCon where I paid for something on a company's website and they shipped it to me. So that is something that I want to I'm going to try to do next year because there's a bunch of stuff that we saw, especially like when I saw Ashley's storage rack from Synergy Custom Fitness. I was like, Naomi, we got to get our life together. that thing looks good, and we were looking at it too. So we got to get our life together. All right. So back to screen share. All right, and then let's see here. So that's the dumbbell stand. But anyway, like I said, I love it because this dumbbell stand came to life. They brought it on the show, and then you guys gave suggestions to improve it and make it what it is now. So I love that one of us got it. This is looks like I don't know what that is right there, but he said he got a Force USA. Carp said he got a Force USA compact leg press hack squat. He got an ATX power rack with weight stack and all the goodies. That explains some of the for sale stuff I saw on your Facebook Marketplace, Carp. 2 van loads and 3 SUV loads later. Yikes. That dude was working. Let's see. Okay, so that's the Force USA compact leg press hack squat he got. That's a lot of stuff, man. Good Lord. Good Lord. Good. Look at this dude's face. That's the face of a man filled with anticipation, but also slightly exhausted. That's a lot. That's a lot. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see who we got. What else we had in there? This one I thought was really cool. Jared actually shared this with me on Instagram first. This is a sort of it's like a DIY back attachment storage post that he made. He said he was gonna paint it. I said he should paint it red because the attachments are black. He's got these rich fit back attachments, and they're black. I was like, hey, go ahead and paint it red. But then I saw that he had an update. Said the wife was right. It looks pretty nice. Oh, I guess I don't get a mention. I said paint it red. That's all right. You can give all the credit to your lovely wife, man. Give all the credit to her because, she puts up with you. All right. Anyway, he said it looks right. This is the same red I used on the shelf in my main gym room, tying it together. And he actually used the handles yesterday, using 4 out of 5. So a little bit limited range of motion with that design, but not bad at all. Not bad. All right. There you go. Okay. I appreciate all you guys who fulfilled the homework assignment and posted in the community section. Shout out to all 611 of you guys who are watching right now. I need every one of you to go post in the community section. Post your most recent home gym purchase because that's going to be a regular part of the show. We're going to go check out what your most we're going to check out the community post and see what the most recent home gym purchases you guys made were, and we're going to talk about it on the show. All right. So there you go. Let's see. So we got a little bit. Let's see. All right. So now so there we go. See, that's what I wanted. We got a conversation going. People are talking about flooring sizes and thicknesses and stuff like that. Trevor said flooring was easy to install. It was the labor moving everything around that was not so much fun. Has any Paired and Powered Up wants to know, did anybody order a light mirror? Nah. I am not. I saw it and I thought it looked nice. I showed Naomi and I were looking at it, but I didn't order one. I'm an old man, about lighting in the gym. Because I don't want it to look like a disco in here, you know what I mean? Especially because we do so much filming, and we already have issues with the shadow and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. Let's see here. Let's see. Kurt says the light mirror does look really cool. Let's see. Shout out to Equipment Exercise. What's up? Thanks for waking up way too early. And Kurt says he's got a video releasing at 1100 on his initial impressions. Video about your at 1100 on your initial impressions of the light mirror, Kurt, or something else. I'm curious now because now I can start planning out what I'm going to watch when I'm on the treadmill today. Let's see here. And Paired and Powered Up say it was a bad display. It looked like a regular mirror with backlighting. We almost walked past it without stopping. Like we saw, like I said, we saw it, but it may have been just because of how we were walking, like the direction we were walking. It kind of stood out to us. But again, we didn't explore the booth, so I'll take your word for it as far as like a closer up look at the display. We just saw, I was like, oh, that's a mirror that's all lit up, and that was pretty much the extent of it. Kurt said it's on the ATX, the wall. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Nice. I need to put that on my watch later, so I'm going to check it out when I'm on the treadmill. All right. Now, let's see here. All right. So, next thing, we are 1 week away from the Vic pad from AbMat. Okay. I have 0 pictures of that. Actually, let me see. Let's see something here. Okay. So sometimes you can just by Googling, you can pull up stuff, but that they don't intend to have on the internet yet. But sometimes an intern messes up and you catch them. But anyway, so I got this email because I'm subscribed to the AbMat newsletter, And it said they've got a new pad coming out from AbMat. They're calling it the Vic pad, and it apparently keeps. So apparently it's attachment. It's an attachment for a bench. So it's yet another attachment for a bench from AbMat. The idea is it keeps your shoulders locked in with wide scapular support. So I'm assuming it's a wide pad. Protects your shoulders by limiting overextension at the bottom. Okay, so it's a wide pad. Helps you lift more by improving power transfer and stability. So it's a wide pad. More pressure, more comfort, less pressure on your upper back and traps. Okay, so it's a thick pad. It's a wide and thick pad. All right. The one thing that I saw that was interesting about it, as they said, is that you'll no longer have to choose between a normal width pad for versatility and a wide pad for benching. So I guess the idea is if you have a normal width bench, you can then get the Vic pad for when you want to bench so that you can get the advantage of a wide pad. This is just me, but I personally, and I mean, maybe it's because I'm not as wide as some people, but for me, I don't really care so much about extra wide pads as much as I do on getting a narrower pad that would oh boy, a narrower pad that would give me more range of motion for stuff like flies and stuff like dumbbell flies and things like that, right? And so let me see here. I want to see. So my favorite, and I mentioned this in our video when we did the video tour with them, but this is the bench that, if I were to get another, like this is a bench that I've got my eye on, deciding whether I want to get this or not, and it's the ATX Warrior Multi Bench, because I know Man Who Parks in Gym saw it as well. I saw him mention something about it. I think this is excellent. All right, because that's the first bench where I can actually get full range of motion to let my elbows go down as far as they need to for dumbbell flies or to do stretches, loaded stretching, which is one of the things that's been key in helping me not re-injure my pec, because I've strained my pec once because I just started getting tight when every time I get close to the 360 1 rep max on bench, it's like I start feeling the twinges, which is one reason why I've never benched over 360 in competition or frankly anywhere, because the last time I tried to do it, I ended up straining my pec. So one of the things that's helped me with that is doing loaded stretching and getting my body durable and accustomed to really what should be a normal range of motion, but because we live in modern society, is not. So it just helps me regain it. And this is the only bench I've found that lets me actually do that, because every other bench that I've tried is actually a little too wide. It stops my shoulders from moving freely. So anyway, so there's that. Trevor said that's a humble brag. So you said that about something else one time, and I'm not saying that. I'll tell you this, man. I am not really, like, I'm not strong in terms of the bench. And I guess it's partly because we do the powerlifting live streams. So I see people who are lighter than me benching like 405 and above all of the time. So to me, my bench is not impressive, right? So somebody who benches what I bench would typically be like in the maybe like the 170 weight class, So, I currently weigh like 230 pounds. So I'm not impressed by benching what a 170 pound dude benches. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. I see some comments about benches. Let's go. Eric says, is that the pad they're releasing with Ryan Humiston? I do not know. I wouldn't be surprised. I think I haven't been on Ryan's channel in a minute, so I need to go check it out to see if maybe he says something about it. But I don't know if they're gonna be, if that's what they're releasing with him. I know this is just side note. I was talking to Austin at HomeGymCon, and I was Austin McCarter with AdMat, and I was talking to him, and I was just like, are you guys still doing like collabs with content creators and whatnot? And he was like, yeah. I think it's just a case-by-case basis, but so I wouldn't be surprised if they are doing something with Ryan, especially given how large a following Ryan has. So Jared says he saw the VicPad email this morning. I do want to see a pic. So that's the thing, right? Because they provide the link, and they say, hey, do you want to subscribe to get 10% off? Or not subscribe, but sign up to get 10% off. I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know what it looks like. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? He says, Jared says, I want the bamboo pad, but I'm unsure if they'll ship to the US yet. And Trevor said, it'll be interesting how they adapt this to use a variety of benches out there already. 100%. But they did say that it fits all Rogue benches out of the box, and it's going to come with instructions so you can modify it to fit a frame from a different brand. That was in the email as well. Trevor says Iron Master already made this on their bench with 2 different widths. Yeah, they did, and shout out to the Super Bench. I finally got to see it in person. I thought it was really cool, really unique, and I can see it. There are actually several applications I could see it being really cool for. I don't know if it's right for our gym, but I know I would have turned a cartwheel down the stairs if I had known about it back when I had my gym in a shed, because it does so many things in such a compact space, and including dips. And I didn't have a way to do dips at that time. And so that would have been awesome if I'd have known about it, but I didn't. We got my guy Kevin from Japan. What's up, man? What's up? Thanks for staying up a little late with us. Appreciate that. What's up? What's up? I know why you're here. You're here to talk jump in the live chat when Mike from Ankor comes on. So I appreciate you showing up. The Paradigm Power says the Prime Shorty bench is pretty narrow too. You know what? The major advantage of that is because then I would finally get to use MWPIG, because that saves 5% at Prime Fitness. I don't know if y'all knew that. And Jared says, John, I DM'd you some posts of the bamboo. Offers the same as the Warrior Slim, but it doesn't require having a second bench. So we are actually looking at getting a second bench. That's what I was kind of like not really doing a good job of conveying. Because again, well, you guys already know this, but Naomi and I work out at the same time sometimes, right? And a lot of times either one of us needs a full bench, and a seal row pad just doesn't do the job. So the seal row pad we have now doesn't fit on the cable tower we have now, right? So that's one reason why we're looking at getting the Bells of Steel 3x3 cable tower, because then the seal row pad we have will fit on it and we can use it, right? But so that'll just give us some more functionality. But as it currently stands, let's say I'm benching and Naomi wants to do seated rows, she'll have to like sit on the floor. So we want to get, or if she wants to do pull downs, she'll have to sit on the floor. So what we want is to get a second bench. But if we're going to get a second bench, I also want it to do something that our current bench can't do. So the bench we have coming now is going to replace our current bench. And then I want to add another one that will increase our functionality, right? And so one of the things that I would like is for that one to be a little narrower, just so I can do, like I said, flies and whatnot with it. Paradigm Power says, I failed a 135-pound bench at HomeGymCon. That's because I wasn't there spotting you. I believe in you. We're gonna run it back next HomeGymCon. I bet you get it. So we all technically fail 600-pound benches. Just saying, yeah, especially because I'm not gonna try it. Just ain't gonna do it. So let's see. All right. Kevin says ATX looks promising, but they hinted they would try to make products that will work on 3x3 1-inch hole racks. So I'm going to wait for that. And yeah, I know you're curious about Ankor. I saw your comments. I saw your comments. I'm glad you're here. What's up, Matthew? Says good morning, y'all. Can we talk Rev Bar? If I don't mind talking about Rev Bar, I don't really have any information about Rev Bar. What specifically do you want to talk about with them? Paired and powered up. I'm 100% on board with talking about it. We have a little bit of time. And let's see here. Carp said, yeah, I think ATX is really thinking they can jump in and hit the ground running, especially for new buyers, because their all-in-one racks are like $3,000 to $5,000. A similar Rogue or something would be $7,000 to $12,000 if you go with stainless steel uprights. And that's probably why they got Rogue shook. They've got Rogue shook enough for Rogue to be giving them cease and desist on products that aren't even available for sale in the United States. Don't get me started on that. Anyway, he said that was because Porter jumped in. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, well, I want to save that for when I can convince Matthew to come back on the show to talk about the Rev Bar. I will say it looked really nice. I know that Rev Bar looked really nice. All right, let's move on. A little bit of sales talk. I'm gonna assume nobody. If anybody wants that link for early access for the AbMat Vic Pad, just let me know. Anybody who's watching live, I love the replay gang, but I'm not gonna post that in the comments, and I'm not putting it in the show description, but I will post it in the live chat. So if you're watching live, I'll post a link for you if anybody's interested. Sales, Iron Master summer sale ends today. That's why I wanted to make sure I said something about it, because especially since we had a comment about Iron Master earlier. So they've got a pretty cool deal. You can there's a code. You use code SUMMER15, all caps at checkout. You're gonna save 15% off site wide, and that includes the IM 2000. In fact, let's go to Iron Master USA. Iron Master. All right, so let's get rid of that. Let's screen share that so you guys can see what I'm seeing. I like when you see what I'm seeing, so you see what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? All right, so basically, they're giving free shipping on orders to the lower 48 states. Okay, sorry for everyone in Alaska, Puerto Rico, Samoa, Hawaii, Guam, U.S. Virgin Islands. Please accept better weather as a consolation prize. I guess, well, except for you, Alaska. I got nothing for you. Just keep on watching out. Keep an eye on Russia for us. All right. But you knew what you signed up for when you moved there. All right. Anyway, but everybody else, free shipping, or it's not free. It's included in the price. So the summer sale is going on right now. You get 15% off any in-stock item, but it also stacks. Use some code SUMMER15. That's something that it doesn't say on their website, but it was in the email that I got with the email newsletter, right? So there are certain packages you can get, and as you add stuff to the package, you get an additional 5 to 12% off depending on what you add, and that stacks on top of the summer sale 50% off. Now that sale ends today, but shout out to the Pacific Coast, because due to the fact that they exist in a different time zone, Iron Master is keeping the sale going until 9 p.m. PST. So that's midnight here on the East Coast. So you got all kinds of time to make up your mind if you want to take advantage of this sale. Let's see. So let's stop sharing here. Let's go back here. We got something. So this is all right. So Matthew says I hit the minimum order I needed to be able to make the product run. That is awesome news. Shout out. Yeah, there you go. I like that. I like that. Well done, Matthew. Well done. Eric said okay, so now y'all gonna just force me to go to Instagram, right? I am not gonna be able to pull it up because the thing is, if I pull up audio, if I pull up anything that's got audio, you run the risk of demonetizing your video, and I'll go into that in a little bit. You'll see what I'm talking about. And so equipment exercise, I don't know about y'all, but I've benched on a half lengthwise EPP foam roller. So that's another trick I use to get more range of motion. I don't bench on it, right? But what I do for flies and stuff is I'll take a rumble roller and I just take some resistance bands to secure it to the bench, and then I lay down on it. But I would like a better solution than that, Yeah. Let's say I prefer the scapular mobility during the closed chain movement of a weighted push-up. Oh, yeah. I mean, I get that, but I'm not saying don't do that, okay? It's not a if or. It's a this and, right? So, for example, I would say you could do a doorway stretch. Okay, old man tips. You can do a doorway stretch, but the problem I find is because of I can basically bench more than I can face pull. Just like most people, my rear delts, spinal erectors, all that stuff is not as strong as my pecs and medial delts, right? So I'm not going to be able to, it takes a lot more work than I want to indulge in to do a stretch like that if I'm just doing a doorway stretch. So it's better for me to do a loaded stretch. Now, I will say that one other option would be to get some gymnastics rings and just do stuff in the gymnastics rings, because that's what the old time bodybuilders did back in the 40s and 50s. And that kept their pecs and shoulders healthy. But I don't really want to drill anything else into my rafters and in the gym. And just hanging it from my power rack isn't going to do the job. So, yeah, pretty much that's how we ended up back at weighted flies and doing a floated stretch with a fly. The bench gets in the way. So that's my reasoning there. So Austin said 3,000 people responded right away as interested for Ryan's pad, which is pretty huge for them. I mean, the dude's got a huge following. So if you 3,000 is a nice percentage of his following, but yeah, I think that's awesome. And let's see here. All right, so let's move on to 638. Let's move on to the next thing. Eleiko is also teasing a new product. They're teasing a new barbell. I'm going to play the teaser from the video link that they send in their newsletter. There's no sound because, again, I don't want to get demonetized. But if you want the direct link and you're watching live, I will share it, and then you can enjoy the sound too. So let's go ahead and check it out here. All right. So, all right, give me just a second, and let's share the screen. All right. And sounds off. Good. All right. So this is what came. Nice shot of their building in Sweden. All right. And that's the history of Eleiko. All right. So it's the most powerful barbell ever. It's coming soon. Okay. So, great. So that is all the information I have. It's a new bar. And if all you got to do, if you want to get it or find out when it's available, you just subscribe to the newsletter at eleiko.com, and you'll know when they launch it. The question I have is, who's interested in this? Is Eleiko still the gold standard barbell here in the United States like it is overseas? I know Phil Patty from American Barbell doesn't think so. And I know a lot of people say American Barbell has overtaken Eleiko in terms of being the gold standard. So I think but if you're gonna lift in the IPF, Eleiko bars are, especially if you're overseas, Eleiko bars are the way to go. Because not just because it's IPF spec, but because it's likely to be the bar that's on the platform, especially if you go to a competition that is anywhere of note, like any of the regional or national level competitions. So you're practicing on the same thing you're going to use on game day, like using the same football they use on the field if you were in like the NFL or something like that. And that's why that matters. Carp said, yeah, they use them because it's history, but that doesn't mean it's the best bar. So that's what I'm saying. Is like, do we still think that Eleiko is the gold standard? And Parent Power Up says American Barbell makes the prettiest bars. I was very impressed with everything I saw from them when I went to that showroom in Vegas. I will tell you, if you like American Barbell stuff, Carp has an American Barbell. I believe it's the deadlift bar. At his gym, that's definitely for sale. So you want to hit him up, he might, and just make him an offer. Because everything's for sale. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and Trevor, that's another one. Yes, USA wrestling. USA weightlifting uses Eleiko everything in competitions. That is correct, 100%. So again, if you're gonna do a sport where they're using that bar, my recommendation is use in training what you're going to use on the platform, because it's not worth it to jeopardize like a record or something just because you have a bar that performs a little bit differently. Okay. And I've seen it happen in competitions, even at the international level. So there's that. Let's see here. A lot of people swear by the Chewy bar. Carp said, it depends, because here locally MTSU football has Eleiko competition plates and they're switching over to weight it out. It just depends on your needs and your goals. Yeah, I mean, the football team doesn't care. I mean, they just wanted to weigh what it weighs. But I'm talking about somebody who competes in a strength sport, specifically powerlifting or weightlifting. There, the technical specs of the bar matter. Because the whip on the bar matters, especially in weightlifting. The specific whip on the bar is different from one bar to the next, and it can throw you completely off. So on Toro Kitties, I cannot pronounce that dude's name. Every time I say it, I'm just like, I don't know. The Eleiko rep says on camera that competition bars are designed so aggressive they're not intended to be lifted more than 5 times in a row. Well, shout out to CrossFit, but you shouldn't be doing the Olympic lifts for more than 3 reps. Okay? Yeah, I said it. I don't care what anybody says. You're not supposed to be doing that stuff more, because anything over, let's say 5. Anything over 5 reps and your technique starts to change, especially as you get closer to your 1 rep max in terms of what percentage you're doing your 1 rep max. And yes, that includes powerlifting as well. So sorry to anybody who does RPE and thinks you should do 12 reps at 70%. Sorry. Philippines Table disagrees, and I agree with Philippines Table. All right, let's see. It is 6:43. We don't have time to talk about mammoth belt squats. So what I'm going to do is, if we have enough time, we will do react and respond. Actually, let's do react and respond right now. Okay, because yeah. What I was talking about earlier is YouTube, and this I know a lot of you guys are watching right now who are in the live chat. You're content creators, so I'm going to say it now. And I want to say it before you guys have to go. So, Parent and Power Up. Time to drive the truck north. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Hey, keep us going. You can just keep it rolling. You may not be able to talk, but keep on listening to us while you're driving. But drive safe. All right, safe travels. Anyway, so YouTube is cracking down on AI channels. What that means is basically they're saying that they're not that if you make a video where it primarily so let's say you take a video from somebody else and upload that same video to your channel, and you just change the audio, right? In the past you could get away with it. They did it a lot in like the NFL stuff. So like they would take like Good Morning Football and take the audio and take the entire thing and just post it on their channel and get views, right? YouTube is cracking down on that, which is way overdue. They're not going to monetize you if you do that. Now, what does that mean for you guys? So first of all, don't do it. But I'm wondering if this is going to impact the home gym channels, because there's at least one channel I know it seems to be making a living repurposing content from other home gym channels. All right, so I'm going to show you guys this. It's, and I hope he's not feels like he's not catching a stray, but I noticed it, right? It's Home Gym Till. Okay, so this dude has he's got reaction videos, but I've listened to some of them, and literally he's just playing the video with AI voiceover of the with an AI voiceover. Okay, so like you guys can see right here, he has the HomeGymCon 2025 Kaizen tested leg stretchers and bends reaction. Look, I'm just showing you. Okay, let's keep the sound off. Literally, this is the video. You go through the video. Look at that. That's Kyle's video, and he's just watching the video. So let's go. There's another one he did. Let's see. He's also done the same thing with Gluck. Now, this one, he actually did do a little bit of talking where he talks about it. But essentially, it's 4 videos from Gluck, and it's a 30-minute video of him playing the video from Gluck's channel and occasionally talking about it. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Now, I will say, according to Marvin from ATX, Europe doesn't have a lot of like big time fitness influencers and content creators. So a lot of Europeans watch the content from the United States, and we don't always translate the stuff into whatever other language. So I can see why somebody from over there might do it. But yeah, this YouTube rule, that looks like it's going to impact his market share, because I've seen way too many videos on Homie's channel that are essentially him just replaying somebody else's video in its entirety and then have a little picture-in-picture where he occasionally makes a comment. That to me is not a reaction video. Reaction is I play a snippet and then I tell you what I think about it, like what I do on here. I'm not about to play your entire video just to claim I'm reacting to it, okay? I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. That's just so that, yeah. So let's see. Oh, that's hilarious. Carp said, we joked at HomeGymCon, paired and powered up, Joey EMI. We're just going to walk around and film Gluck filming and post that. That's hilarious. Oh, boy. So last comment, and then we're going to go to Recliner Rage. Trevor said, American Barbell is not marketed as a home gym brand. They seem to be targeting commercial and facilities like Sorinex. I mean, sure, but a barbell is a barbell. And you got to remember, Trevor, I come from a time when the only equipment that anybody who cared about their life would put in a home gym was commercial equipment that you got because the gym was shutting down or high school was updating their weight room. So you got the same commercial grade stuff. You only bought home gym stuff if you wanted to commit suicide in an elaborate way, because that stuff was not going to hold up under you. So there's that. So when I look at American Barbell stuff, Phil's just saying I'm making stuff that can stand up to abuse from multiple users, thousands of users going through there every year. So if it handles that level of traffic, it should be able to handle, what you're going to do with it in your home gym. All right. So it is now time. I got some more stuff, but we got our guest backstage. I don't want to take any time away from her. And also, Don't want to take any time away from this. So you know what time it is. Let's go.
It's the recliner of rage.
It's the recliner of rage, 'cause he's not happy.
Bang, bang, shake and bake. All right, today's recliner of rage is dedicated to me not remembering to put a memory card in our Osmo Pocket 3. So this week and even last week, I was scrambling to catch up with everything that fell behind while we're at HomeGymCon. That includes several video projects, and having other video projects to edit that I shot at HomeGymCon did not help. Okay. So anyway, one of the projects that I needed to get done required me to run on the treadmill, which is something I hadn't been doing, but it's for the money. So let's go. I started off, I was like, it's going to be miserable. And I was correct. It started off just as miserably as I anticipated it would. But you know what? I'm a man. So I hit that extra gear, right? Started grinding. I went at it like I did Danny Kelly in the second round of when we were fighting at IKF Nationals, okay? Sweat was pouring. I got in the zone. I started calling cadence. All right. I'm having flashbacks. I'm calling cadence. It's like, there we go, right? I mean, it's just low rider Leo all over the place, right? For about 30 good minutes. So I get off the treadmill. I'm feeling good. Got that runner's high, or as close as I'll ever get to it, because that ain't my jam. And I'm feeling good. I'm like, you know what? I was calling cadence. I bet you I can even turn the part where I'm calling cadence into a funny YouTube short or something like that, right? And then I get to the camera and because I wanted to watch it. And yeah, that's when I found out I had left the SD card upstairs. Well, technically it's where I'm sitting right now. So right here in my office. Okay. And I was feeling love for all my fellow humans, the animals and plants that share my world until that very moment. Because I'm looking around for somebody to blame. And the only person I could find was me. All right. But after I gave it some thought, I decided to blame the squirrel that ran past, because I was like, I saw the squirrel, it distracted me, and that's why I didn't see that I didn't put the SD card in the camera, or else I would have known. All right. So anyway, the point is, not 1 second of the entire 30 minutes got recorded. So yes, thank you for asking. I had to run all over again, but this time you only got 2 minutes. I said, figure it out. You get 2 minutes this time. Figure it out. My knees and my ankles are hurting. That's it. There was zero cadence calling, just knee and lower back pain, and a grim realization that I needed to go ahead and take up that liniment sponsorship I got offered before HomeGymCon. Take them up on their offer. I am not making that up. Yes, I got offered a liniment sponsorship. That's the age I am. A liniment company reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like to send you some samples because you look like you need it. I do. And I've already fired off an email with my address. Please, I'll be at the mailbox after the show's over waiting for it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go see what sort of snide remarks Carlos and the rest of y'all are making about my my situation here. Let's see. All right, because I'm not happy. My knees first of all, I got one knee that's not 100% before I get on the treadmill. Okay, so all that running doesn't help. What's up, Ashley? What's up, Ashley? You can relate to calling cadence on the treadmill, I'm sure. Okay, come on, Trevor. I thought we were cool. He says, don't blame technology for your shortcomings. Look, I mean, it's not like I could dang memorize the stuff and telepathically beam it onto the video. I had to have an SD card. That's right. Hey, there we go, Trevor. Pain in my back. I don't care. I like it there. That is a lie. That is a lie that we say when we call cadence. Pain in my knee. I don't care. It's good for me. Nope, not at all. Not at all. Now you got me thinking about different cadences. We're gonna okay, one more. What's that running down your face? Juicy, juicy. Y'all know nothing about that. You got to be running at the crack of dawn in somewhere desolate to understand how that feels, with about 100 other misguided souls in uniform for you to understand. All right. Oh boy. Anyway, let's talk about we're going to talk about something a little bit more pleasant. All right. We've got Coach Kinsey. He's on here and she's backstage. So right before I bring her on, though, I do want to say that my new belt from Iron Bull Strength has arrived. So I did a video about it. Want to watch it? Here it goes. Let's go here. Hey guys, here's a quick review for those of you who are watching the show live, or I guess everybody in the replay gang as well. Anyway, this is my Iron Bull Strength 10mm Pro lever belt. I ordered this right after HomeGymCon, and pretty much it was FOMO because I saw Naomi get a belt, and I was like, she got a new belt. How come I don't have a new belt? So I went ahead and I ordered this belt, and it arrived this week. So there wasn't too much of a turnaround, especially given that when I ordered it, it apparently was Canada Day, which is their version of the 4th of July. So it didn't take too long for me to get it. I got consistent updates through the shop app on shipping, all good. And it arrives in this carrying case. I've put it together, but this is the case it comes in. The components are separate, but you can still use this to transport it, which is probably what I end up doing, especially if I'm going to a meet, try to keep everything in one compact area. Anyway, so this is the belt. This is not the last belt I'm ever going to buy, but this is the belt I wanted to get because it is IPF USAPL approved. It's also approved in the USPA and IPL, but the point is I needed a belt that when I go back to competing, I'll be able to use. So this is the belt. I got a large. This is it right here. If you're familiar with lever belts, you know I could, as my waist gets smaller, I can actually adjust this further back to make the belt smaller up to a certain point before I need to size down. So let me step back a little bit so you guys can see. In case you're wondering why I got it, I mean, just look at the color scheme. That's honestly why. So go around here, and I actually am gonna I already need to take it in a little bit because I like my belt a little bit tighter, but you know, that satisfying feeling when you get done with a lift, you can just pop it right off. Anyway, so as I said, actually my first time putting it on. So this is a 10mm belt, which is this is the thickness of the belt. That's what it refers to. And I got the 3-inch. Now they do have a 4-inch, which is a little bit wider. If you want to get 3-inch, if you're somebody with a shorter torso, I don't think my torso is abnormally short, but I just prefer a 3-inch over a 4-inch belt, but they do offer 4-inch belts on the Iron Bull Strength website. In any case, I like this belt. I can't wait to use it. I'm going to be using it for squats, probably deadlifts as well, especially when I deadlift sumo. Not going to be using it for benching, but I will use it also for overhead press, which is what I'm getting ready to do now. So this will actually be my first time testing it out, and I'll report to you guys on how it feels. But the belt's not broken in yet, so it's a little bit stiff, but I anticipate that it's gonna feel better and better as I break it in. And the inside, this is leather. The inside is nice and comfortable right here. So, you know, stitching looks good. And I mean, it's a belt. So I do need to when I put it together, I didn't have my screwdriver with me. So I do need to tighten these screws, but that's not, you know, anything to do with the product. It's just me not having a chance to tighten the screws yet. Anyway, so that's it. I'm gonna put this QR code up on screen. So if you guys wanna grab one for yourselves, you can do it, and you'll be supporting the show in the process. But pretty much, I'm ready to take your questions. Any questions you have about it? All right. Thanks for getting up way too early. All right, so that's my belt. That's the end of that. That's my belt. So if anybody has any questions about it, I see 2 comments. Let's see. So that's a cool class, dude. I'm telling you, Carlos, I love that thing. I actually got it right here in case anybody's got any questions. We'll have a little bit of time after the show, after our Mike from Ankor segment is over. So if anybody still has questions about it, we can revisit it to talk about the belt. I'll answer any questions. Or heck, if Kinsey has a question when she comes on, I will answer those questions as well because I got the belt right here with me. I brought it upstairs. Carp said I prefer 10mm. Yeah, they've got a 13, but I was like, nah, I ain't in all that. I like the 10mm belt. It's a little thinner, easier to break in. And like I said, I like the 3-inch width instead of the 4-inch. I just feel like I'm wearing one of those waist trainers if I put on a 4-inch belt. It's just a little bit. I ain't into that. So anyway, that's it. That concludes this portion of belt talk. And so yeah, let's go ahead and add our friends at LinkedIn. Bam! All right. 7 o'clock in the morning. Shout out to the Central Time Zone and everyone who is joining us on LinkedIn. Welcome to all of you guys. Thank you for getting up way too early. My first guest is Kinsey Wallentine, who coaches clients and produces content at her YouTube channel is KPEX Home Gym Lab. You guys don't believe me? Here it is right here. Boom. So this is Kinsey's channel. She's got 801 subscribers. We need to get those numbers up, and I'm hoping to do that today with you guys. There are about 741 of you guys watching right now. So I need all of you to head on over to Kinsey's channel and go ahead and let's remove that. Hang on a second here. Let's do that. Oh, there we go. All right. Head on over to Kinsey's channel. Let's see. Stop sharing. Let's try that again. Do that one more time. I promise she's got a channel. I've seen it. There we go. All right. Did that do it? Yeah, there we go. All right. So head on over to Kinsey's channel. She's got 801 subscribers, and I need you guys to help get her to at least you could do is get her to 1,000 subs. Okay. I was excited to meet Kinsey and her family during our live in-person show that kicked off HomeGymCon 2025. And now she's back. She's tan. She's rested from her, I think it was a camping trip, and ready to give her reactions to her first ever HomeGymCon. So Kinsey, let's go ahead and stop sharing. And Kinsey, welcome back. Thank you for getting up way too early. Hold on, I got to play your music first. I can't have you just come in here without. Okay, let's go. Ready, set. There we go. Got to get you on here. All right. So, thanks for getting up way too early. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really, I'm a little tired, but I'm good. It's 5 a.m.
There'll be no more of that. Get up. I'm just kidding.
Let's party.
Okay. So, all right. So let's give you some easy questions to start off. So, actually, let's start out with a shout out. Shout out to your mom. Okay. Yeah. Your mom is so awesome. First of all, the fact that she woke up with you guys and walked from the hotel to the convention center to come to the show through that maze that you had to go through to get up to our show. I was like, what is this going to be, a secret? Like, it's like you got to know the password. You got to follow
it did kind of feel that way. I had like a video. I had your video that someone else sent me to get up to the stairs.
Like, how do we get here, man? This is like crazy.
Yeah. It was actually kind of fun.
I was like, this is like going to find. It's like trying to find the way to like when you're playing one of those role-playing video games, and you're trying to find the way to the secret stash or whatever.
That's exactly how it felt.
That's how it felt. I was like, there's a secret room here with treasure in it. I know there is.
Yeah.
Next year, we're going to have some sort of signs saying, hey, this way to get to the show or whatever.
You should keep it the way it was, and then if you find you're invited. Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you find it, you're invited. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you didn't know we were on, there's a reason. Okay. Keep out the riffraff. Okay. But you know what? Yeah, I mean, shout out to your mom. Not only did she do that, but then also she was the only one to notice that the Garage Gorilla Bar was not at the Freedom Fitness booth. Instead, it was next door at the Freedom Strength booth, and which I find hilarious. But she did not rest. You can vouch for this. She did not rest until she told me where it was, and I moved the bar to the correct location. So shout out to your mom, man.
She was worried about it all day too. She's like, we gotta go like check on the bar, and I was like, Mom, it's fine. Like, I'm pretty sure, because I like to blame it on my brother that he put it in the wrong booth.
I mean, sure. But this is the best time. He's not here to defend himself, so let's talk about it.
Exactly. So yeah, and then I was just so excited to hit the floor that day. So I was like, I don't care where the bar is, as long as I can find it later.
It's in the building somewhere. Okay.
Yeah,
exactly. I got you. So your fans are already jumping in here. So Carlos said, "Hey, Kinsey."
What's up?
Trevor said it's gonna be it's like a speakeasy club.
Yes,
We need like the little slot though, where you can like say, "Hey, do the little slot, and then you got to do the password.
Yeah.
Oh, way too early. Okay, come on in.
Exactly.
Let's see. Jared said some AC in that room would be nice, or tell me ahead of time I'll bring a box fan. It did get hot.
Yeah.
And I anticipate it's going to get hotter because I'm going to do what I can to make sure we have even. So we already had like standing room only at one point. But as you know, I'm not satisfied. I want more people in there. Mm-hmm. So I want the crowd to be bigger next time. So it's probably going to be hotter. But, you know, Jake, I know Jake's watching. You've been warned. I'm going to try to increase my crowd size for the next one. Kevin said, first things first, Kinsey's Fringe Sport prototype product made me wish I had that in my gym. So that's a shout out to, now you know Kevin watches your videos. So there you go.
That's right, Kevin.
That's what you call a proof of the success of the concept. Equipment Exercise says, I credit Cart for getting her to HomeGymCon. First of all, I would like to point out that I invited her, but Cart is responsible for her being on the show in the first place. All right, Carp and Eric. But then I think I remember inviting you to dinner. And I think that was like the final thing. You said, you know what, I'm gonna go get tickets. So I feel I want to just take credit for that. Okay.
Yeah.
That dinner invite that actually never happened. we still owe you a dinner. All right.
Hey, it did help because I wanted to go really bad, and then that was just kind of like, I gotta go.
I'll take it. I'll take that right there.
Go.
I'll
right.
take that. Jake said noted. There you go. I told you he was watching. All right. Jake's always watching. All right. Trevor said have the show at the ATX booth next year. That's probably not gonna happen. We do have. I'm not gonna tell you that. As we get in 2026, I will tell you guys our plans for what we want to do for the next live show and for HomeGymCon in general, because we're going to level it up. Because I can't do the same thing I did this year. Because this year I didn't do the same thing I did last year. We're gonna level it up. All right. So yeah, you just keep watching this space, as the kids say. Now, in fact, let's talk about the live in-person show. I was pretty nervous. I think I've told you guys, some of you guys already. I was nervous, and I was nervous all the way up to when Naomi pointed at me and said, "Go," right? Because so behind the scenes, so I couldn't see the countdown. Like, you know this, but I couldn't see the countdown for those of you who are watching online. So Naomi's watching the countdown, and she's running OBS. We did OBS that day instead of StreamYard. And so she had to point at me to let me know when we're at. She was like 5, 4, 3, 2. I sang the song like live. Special treat for your mom, who had never probably heard the song. And she's, is this lunatic? Why is he?
Oh, she probably loved it.
Why is he so loud right now? That's one. And two, why is he singing? But yeah, it's like, that's it.
No, we're loud people. Our family, we're loud people, so it probably didn't.
My tribe. That's why you're my tribe. So I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't know if anybody would actually show up right up. I know we had the sign-up sheet and all that, but I didn't know if anybody would actually show up. So seeing you guys there was amazing. But from your perspective, how was it, number one, getting up to go to the show? Because I know how brutal it was for me to get up and go prepare for the show. Right? Because we woke up at 3 a.m. so we could get over there. Because normally I wake up at 4 to do my show prep. But then we had to factor in getting up, shower,
right,
get dressed and all that and walk over there. So we woke up at 3 a.m. So for you guys, how was it to get up to go to the show, and how was it just seeing it in person?
Well, it was awesome because the night before, like, speaking of my mom, we'll still shout her out. The night before, I was like, okay, like, I knew me and my brother were going, and then my brother had his wife with him as well. And we're kind of making a game plan in the hotel room. And I'm like, all right, so like, I'm for sure going, like, who else is going with me? And everyone was just like, we're all going. And so I was like, okay, shoot, like, and I was like, let me see if this link still works so I can, like, RSVP to the show. And so anyways, RSVP'd my mom, RSVP'd my brother's wife. And so then getting up, like, I don't know, my family's just so supportive. So there was no question. So when I got up for the show, we were all excited. There was just the room, like, you would think it was like 11 a.m. versus 5 a.m. because we were just also stoked to go. So
I love hearing that. And I mean, I saw you guys, like, when I tell people, like, who didn't get to see the episode, I tell them we quite lliterally laughed and cried. You know, people say that like as a joke, but I'm like, well, we're actually serious.
No, literally.
We seriously laughed and we cried. I cried. Then I cried, and then somebody else cried. Matthew Porter. Yeah, Matthew cried. I think those are the only people. I don't think Jake cried. He's too tough for all that. But
I
it
teared
was
up.
like
I tried to hold back the tear, but I definitely teared up. So
you cried too.
oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Really, really hard inside, but I didn't want to. Didn't want to get all snotty or nothing. So
hey, that's all right. You know what? So that's another thing. So do I need to like start providing tissues? Like we gotta have like garage gym like tissues.
If y'all keep doing that, then yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't plan on crying.
No,
I didn't plan on. I was like,
did.
okay. I was just like, all right. So what I did is like, this is during like the scratch and dent giveaway. I was like, all right, I know I'm gonna give this stuff away. I don't want people feeling like I'm just giving them like just spring cleaning stuff, right? Although I mean, I guess it is spring cleaning technically. But I was like, I want to tell the story behind each one of these things and why and what they mean to me, right? And it's like, all right, let's just tell the story. And I wasn't prepared emotionally. And when I got to the Anthony thing, I was like, because I mean, I've told Anthony's story since then, or not since then, but since he passed, and I haven't cried. But just in that moment, it just kind of hit me. I guess because I could remember him using them, and it just hit me. I was like, oh man, that's rough. So that's it. Okay, that is actually a good point. Carp said, if you bring your family, there are more chances to win. That's an excellent point.
Yeah, they did. This is one of your questions, but my brother did give me the gorilla bar.
So he gave it to you?
Yeah.
Have you used it?
No, I haven't used it yet because it just barely came in the mail like 2 days ago. So it took forever, and you should have seen the box it came in. It was really sad. Like both ends were sticking out of the box. Like,
oh yeah, it's
completely exposed. But it actually, like, speaking to the quality of it, there's barely any scratches on it.
Oh wow!
It survived FedEx, so there you go.
And surviving FedEx is a feat.
It's a serious thing. But yeah, so then my mom also gave me the Synergy gift card that she won.
Oh sweet! You made out pretty nicely. So when David ships those bars out, he ships them in like we actually have a video showing how he packages, not the bars, but packages other things, and they do quite a bit because they know how shipping is. So they do quite a bit of stuff to try to reinforce it, and it's still sometimes the packages will get damaged because shipping companies, they just don't care.
Yeah, I should have taken a picture. It was like horrendous. I was like, this, like half the bar basically wasn't even like in anything. So I'm like, oh no,
that's horrible. They just oh my god, like why don't they care? Yeah, I want to get your feedback once you I mean, actually I guess you could just do a video about it. I'm not trying to take away from your ability to create content, but I do sincerely want to know like what you think about it. So let's talk about HomeGymCon. What is actually before we do that, I want to hear this. Kurt says I cried. You weren't even Kurt was doing his the competition, so I guess he was crying soft manly tears while he was running the competition. Eric said the journey to the live was sketchy for me, alone in the big city in the dark. Had no clue where to go. Luckily, I saw Kurt pop out of the darkness. I'm telling you, we're out walking. So this is just how I think, right? Naomi and I are walking, and I was like, I said, basically, I had her like I told her like where to walk in terms like in relation to me and the street and whatever. Because the thing is, it's a Friday morning, so we still had people like there's the random homeless people. Then there are the people coming out of bars or whatever in that area, and I was just like, okay, we don't know these people. This is a strange city. So every time we're in situations like that, even if we go into a restaurant, we already have like a thing like, all right, this is where you're gonna sit. So if I need to like react, I can get in front of you or whatever, right? And so we're walking. I'm like on high alert. I'm like, all right, who's volunteering to get stabbed? All right, let's go. Whatever, man. And so yeah, it was kind of sketchy, but it worked out. It worked out pretty well. Yes. David's son does a lot of the shipping because he's basically grooming his son to take over the business. So yeah. And JB said he's gonna go to HomeGymCon a day early next year to make sure he can make it to the live. There we go.
You better.
There we go.
You better.
And Carp said when he got his stuff, he had to cut the tube apart. Yep. Because they pack it and then they screw. I forgot that they'll not only glue the end caps on, but they screw them on.
Yeah. With
a little screws. So yeah, I think they're like wood screws. All right. tell me, what were your overall impressions of HomeGymCon, not as a content creator, but just as a home gym owner? Was it overwhelming to go from, essentially being, I mean, I guess it's not the same for you because you're used to playing football and there's like crowds of people and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But that's a lot of people in that one building. So how did it feel to you and your brother as home gym owners when you walk in there and people start coming in, especially at 10 o'clock?
Yeah. Well, see, I always hit I wasn't really afraid at all, and I wasn't like nervous at all, and I didn't feel overwhelmed at all until I was like, until I actually kind of walked the full, because I didn't stop at every booth, like my first circle. I kind of wanted to just check it out, see who was there. And when I walked the full circle, that's when I started feeling a little bit like, how am I going to like cover all this in the next 2 days? So that being said, I didn't really film very much at all on the first day. Like I just kind of wanted to, I wasn't prepared as a content creator. Let's say that first. I was actually more prepared as a garage gym owner. That's kind of, I went into it more like that than a content creator because I was so unprepared. I didn't even have like a selfie stick for my GoPro. I didn't have extra batteries. Like I was just like, this is what I have. I had my phone and that was it. Like I didn't have a gimbal, didn't have anything. So I was very naive. Yeah, I was very naive and very like noob status when it comes to content creation. But when I think back to HomeGymCon, I'm like, I'm not really mad about it. Like I'm seeing all these people put out videos and I'm like, you know what? Like I'm not mad that this is my first experience at HomeGymCon. Like I kind of kicking myself a bit for not getting more content. But at the same time, I'm like, I wouldn't go back and change anything because I just had, as a garage gym owner, I just had so much fun just trying equipment because that's like what I like to do. I like to tinker. I like to innovate. I like to, do that kind of stuff. And I wouldn't be able to let my mind wander like that if I was just focused on content. So I wasn't overwhelmed. I felt small, like a little bit of overwhelming sensation when I saw everyone filming content because then I was like, oh my gosh, should I be doing that? But then I was like, no, like I just want to be here with my family and be here in real time. And so I'm grateful that I actually didn't film more content.
So you say that, but I can also say that now that I know how you did it, it makes sense. But I still like the way it came out because you weren't the only one who did this. Like they took a different approach than the way we did it in year one. And by we, I don't mean just Garage Gym Life. I mean like most of the people who went to HomeGymCon who created content. We just went to, go to this booth, film the booth, right? And they take you around, show you all their stuff. And I still like doing that because I like to let, kind of like I do on here, I like to let your brand, get the focus. You're giving me your time. I don't like to dilute it, right? But I do because I like variety. I don't think, there are different colors in a crayon box for a reason. And because everybody's color, everybody's got a different favorite color. And so I think that content needs to appeal to different people. And I like that you did like the montage. I call it a montage of leg extension leg curl machines, right? From different brands. I think this is it right here. Let me make sure. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and share this machine screen and just kind of sit right here. So I like that shot right there. So like you and see even like the different POV shots. I like how you did it. So I know you were saying like, yeah, well I didn't. It's because you didn't have as much stuff. And there's your mom. Shout out to your mom.
I know.
But it worked out. The way you shot the content. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think that, I like that. Then you did that standalone video where it was, I think it was, the one where you said this is a slept on product.
Right.
The Dragonfly lateral raise from French Sport, right? And I think that's the one that Kevin is saying that, made him jealous, right? And I know you said it's because of, your situation with the batteries and all that. But if you had to go back and do it all over again, would you still, given how well this came out, would you still go that route? Because there's so many brands it's impossible to see everything. So I think we're at the point where you kind of shouldn't even try to show everything, because now you're not giving each brand, you're not doing justice to each booth, if that makes sense.
Well, and then like as a content creator, you want to film what you're most interested in, because then like when people are watching your videos, they can see the excitement. It's not just like, oh, here's this booth and this is what they have. Like if you're generally excited about the brands you're visiting, it'll just translate way better in your content. And so that's kind of what I did. But because I was so excited, I didn't film a lot, because I was like, oh yeah, like let me touch it, let me get on it, and
like, oh, I should be filming this. Yeah,
exactly. But and I didn't really notice a lot until like, because I felt like I filmed a lot, but then when I saw other people's content, I was like, oh my gosh, like. But again, I'm not mad about it, because I did have the idea. Like I was telling a couple of people at HomeGymCon, like, yeah, like my idea is to just like try all the leg extensions, because I'm kind of I'm testing out the version 4 of Lion School, and I just want to, and that's kind of a hot topic, and it has been a hot topic in home gym forever. Like that's people's first standalone machine generally. So I'm like, I'm going to do that. And then Kaizen DIY came out with like his video of all the leg extensions, and I'm like, dang it, like, you know, he kind of beat me to it. But then like I realized he didn't cover some of like the smaller ones, like Body Solid and that kind of stuff. So again, I think
there you go.
Like you said, not everyone can cover everything, and so if you go to booths you're generally excited about and you film content there, it's just going to translate better.
And I think too, it also does your particular audience serves them better, because they're probably interested in what you're interested in. That's why they follow you, right? They follow your content because they like what you like. So, you know, to a certain extent. So I would say, I don't know if I should say this out loud or not. Well, because I'm gonna tell you anyway, because it was it was an idea I had, and I thought about doing it with Naomi, but we were just so slammed. Okay, I'll just say it now, and then if the people in the chat think it's a good idea, they can say it's a good idea. And if somebody tries to steal it, well, oh well. You're welcome. It won't be the first idea they've taken. So what I thought about doing was getting the female content creators together, and you guys going to the different booths and trying the stuff that they claim is female friendly, and saying, does this, you know, like the leg press hack squat combos. I know Ashley has done. Ashley's watching right now. Shout out to you, 332.
Ashley's not a short queen like me, though. You know what I'm saying? I got.
But that's the point. Well, women. That's kind of the point, though, is because they say, "Oh, well, this is good for women,"
right?
But they have like this cookie cutter view of what a woman's height is, and I'm like, all right, well, I would love. Heck, I'll film it. Like follow you guys around, but we can co-post it on everybody's channel, like where it's just like, we're doing this thing where we're going around and you guys are checking all this stuff. Like, you know, does it fit the different like clothes?
Right. Yeah.
Does it fit? Women come in different sizes and shapes. All right. How do I like it? How do I like it? How do I like it? You know what I'm saying? And then,
and you know, like speaking to that, like for small examples, snippet, like, I don't know why I was so impressed with this, but RipFit had plates for women who like have like nails. And to get plates off the ground.
We commented on that when we saw them. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's actually kind of sick. Like,
heck yeah.
That. Yeah, and it's just a small detail that like makes a difference in the gym, you know, when you're working out. So you're not sitting there trying to grab the plate for like 5 minutes with your nails on. 100%. So I thought that was cool.
I thought it was cool. So here's the thing, is like I didn't really notice that stuff because, as you can see, I'm a dude. And I didn't think about it until my wife got more into lifting. And as she started to get more into it, she would say like, okay, well, I don't like that. I don't like this. Right. And these are the reasons. Like, that's even the reason why I started preferring adjustable benches with the handle that's angled up. Same reason, because it's easier for her to get her hands on there because her nails are longer than mine. Because for me, if the handle's straight and it's hard to get, it doesn't matter because, you know, I don't have long nails. I can whatever.
Right.
But she could easily break a nail trying to get under there, right? And so it's just like the little touches. You can't just, like, the one of the things we say here is you can't just make it pink and say it's for women and that flies. So that I thought would be like, I still think it'd be a good video project for next year to just say, hey, let's go test this, put it to the test. Is this really female friendly or not? Because, you know, some of this stuff they claim, they doesn't fit the claims. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. Exactly.
Yeah. So let's see here. First of all, there's a shout out to your mom and her cinnamon rolls, and I'm going to make sure that we do not size. Now you got me wanting some cinnamon rolls from mom. All right. So
my mom makes cinnamon rolls every football game and sells them, and then gives the team the money. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a pin in that the next time I'm around where you guys are playing. I'm not sure when that'll be, but if I am, I got that. Don't worry, I won't forget. All right. There's 925 you watching it. Remind me. Get the cinnamon rolls. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see here. And Eric said different heights. It'll be perfect. Yes, exactly. Because different. And that's also good feedback for the brand.
Right.
For each individual brand. So RitFit, part of the reason why they're able to do that is because they've done stuff with even behind the scenes stuff, like where they've just gotten feedback from Naomi. I know they've done some stuff with Ashley. And they've actually listened.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Tom from RitFit's going to be on next week, and that's one of the things that I told him that I really respected about their brand, that they're making the effort to actually be accessible to both men and women, because guess what? Both men and women have home gyms and want to be able to enjoy them.
Totally.
And JB said that's a good idea. As a short guy, I tend to watch women's reviews for certain pieces to see how it works for shorter people. Yeah. Because with a leg press hack squat, I'll just use this one that Ashley said. The stops, the safety stops on the I don't remember which brand it was. She had to either go on tiptoes to rack the weight, or she had to squat down to put it away. And neither one is comfortable, right? Because the safety stops were not at good heights for her. And so that's just something that she put in. What's up, Jonathan? Checking in. All right. Let's see. Did you guys take any breaks? Did you explore Louisville at all?
Oh, I was gonna tell you. So the day that we woke up and came to the live show, we did not leave the convention center until I think 4 or 5. Like we were there for 12 hours straight.
So you guys ate at the convention center and everything?
Well, no. Okay, I totally lied. We did go to Joe's.
Come on now, lies damage a relationship.
I know. Oh my gosh. But we went to Joe's Crab Shack. We just walked over, and so that took an hour and a half. But other than that, we were in the show open to close, before open and close. So
did you guys? So did you what'd you do for dinner?
So I really wanted to go to what was the after party at the Galt House.
At the Galt House, yeah.
But so because I was still ready to go. I still had energy. I was like, let's go. I'm ready. And then my brother's like, oh, my tummy hurts. And then my poor mom.
Did he seriously say my tummy hurts?
No, I
because I'm saying that's exactly what you say when your mom is around. That's what you say when your mom's around. It's not your stomach. It's it's my tummy.
Yeah. So he wasn't good. And then my poor mom, she was falling asleep on the hotel bed, and I wasn't going to be like, hey, come with me. Because my mom doesn't drink. She's actually LDS, so she don't drink. Right. And so anyways, no one would go with me, and then that's when my exhaustion set in. But that's actually my biggest regret, is not going to that, because I really wanted to go.
Dang. Well, so we should have. So we went to there's a pizza place next door that was recommended to us. It's Louisville Pizza. It's right next to the giant sign that we're proud of, with the 1973 ABA national champions in basketball. So we went to that. A few of us went. I wish I had known that, so here's the thing. I didn't have a way to contact you, or else I would have been like, hey, Kenzie, we're going over here. You want to go? But the food was really good. So, all right, we'll fix that for next year.
Yes, please.
Because we still owe you dinner.
I had some sketchy fish tacos at our hotel. I've never seen anything like it.
You're not living your best life.
It was literally I don't know, maybe halibut they chopped up in a pan. It was shredded. What did we call it? We called it pulled fish tacos. And then it was lettuce and paste salsa. And it's just, we
can confirm that it used to be in the ocean. That's all we can tell you about what kind of fish is it now. We're gonna fix that next year. So let's talk about booths and stuff. What was your most anticipated booth to visit, and did it live up to your expectations? Well, first of all, did you get to visit it, and did it live up to your expectations?
So most anticipated was definitely along the lines with everyone else's, the dialed motion. I really wanted to try that in person. So I was really excited about that because so what started all my like home gym obsession is actually watching the Kaizen DIY channel. So before I had my home gym, I was like building my squat racks. I built everything. I built like a leg press that hung from my squat rack, all out of wood and such. So I'm kind of like have an engineer slash building mindset. And so dialed motion just like had a really like high appeal for me because of that, because the ingenuity in it. So I was super, super excited to go visit that booth. But I actually came away like my favorite booths are probably Body Solid and Iron Master. Surprisingly, that surprised me. So those two are my favorite.
So I know you said Body Slot, and I actually commented on your post on Instagram where you said Body Slot is a slept-on booth, is a slept-on home gym product. They really go under the radar, and I think the reason is because they're going to start. I think they said selling online, but they really don't focus on selling online, and a lot of the marketing, a lot of the stuff that we see is a side effect of content creators who basically they do product reviews on stuff with affiliate links that,
right,
and so it's easy, and they want products that are sold online so they can easily send you to a website. And Body Solid, I've had at least I'm not gonna say his name, but one person told me the reason they don't do reviews of Body Solid stuff is because it's difficult to make affiliate commission, because you've got to, it's like they don't really have a place to send you. Right. They do like their affiliate stuff through I forgot what it's called. It's like the place that's like right next door to them in Chicago, and that fulfills their online orders. But it's just not an easy way to do affiliate stuff, right? And I mean, I could send you the Freedom Fitness equipment. That's a distributor, and they do affiliate stuff as well.
Right.
But it's just not easy. So as a result, you default to the brands that do affiliate programs. And that you could just go to their website and buy. And that's why I think that's a major reason why you don't hear about Body Solid, even though you could literally go to local fitness stores and they're there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like right there. Yeah.
I think he was talking to me about like
Scott?
Scott was talking to me, and he was saying that they're working on the website, and because he emailed me a little bit back and forth after HomeGymCon, and he was just like, after we like launch the website, like we'll like talk about like what we can do together and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, okay, like that'd be awesome. But I think like their main focus right now is because I think they're really trying to bust out a new website because they see that's part of the issue. So I think going forward, I think they're going to try to be, make the website. Maybe we can order off the website, but yeah, I mean, I feel like this, you explained it perfectly. I just think it's not that no one wants Body Solid stuff. It's just like, it's kind of more of a hassle to get your hands on Body Solid stuff.
Yeah, and also, it's not like they're hurting, because they're also, because I saw they also do a fair amount of commercial business.
Oh yeah.
And by that, like they outfit hotels, hotel chains, things like that. So there's an I don't know what you call it, but it's a not really a gated community, but it's like it's a living community, whatever. That's not maybe 20 miles from me, and they have an exercise, a communal exercise room that's outfitted with Body Solid stuff. So they do a lot of that kind of stuff, right? So they're not hurting, but at the same, and in fact, this is funny to me. Like, there are pro athletes who have Body Solid stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. If you go back and you look through the stuff on their website, and they may have it on their Instagram as well. Like Michael Jordan outfitted his home gym with Body Solid stuff when he was playing for the Bulls. Yeah. So that kind of shows you like the level of of reach they have. But for home gym owners like us, they're not top of mind because of how they approach it. So
right.
I'm excited to see how things change once they get their website updated. Got a couple of comments. First of all, Trevor said that Bear Nose is the bomb. I will say that I enjoyed the pizza that we had because all right, you might think this is funny, right? So I'm sitting there with some pizza snobs, all right? We got, I got a true Italian, all right, person of Italian descent, pizza snob. Then I've got two people. One, my wife is from Brooklyn. Don's wife is from Queens. So they, people from New York think they know pizza, right? So I'm sitting there with them, and they are ordering their pizza, and they got like all these scientific ways to judge pizza. They're like, you only get cheese because that way they can't hide the flavor behind the
You got
toppings.
sauce.
And I was like, okay, whatever. So they placed their order, and I was like, here's what I'm gonna do. And I just ordered. I looked and I said, get whatever the all meat, whatever that version of it was. I just said, give me that, right? So their pizza comes, and it looks like what I expected it to look like, just a nice naked pizza with nothing on it, and like an unfinished starter kit pizza. All right. I said, well, it's yellow. All right. And then my pizza shows up, and it's like, look, I'm telling you, my pizza looked good. All right. To the point where Don is like, hey, John, I'll trade you. Like, I'll trade you some of my cheese for your for a slice of yours. And I'm like, man, you don't.
You said that's a crazy trade.
Yeah. I'm not trading you anything. I said, you could just have, you could just have some of, Don't try to dang torment me with your unfinished pizzas, okay? But it was like that, right? Yeah. So so they're complaining about their pizza later, and the guy who recommended to us, he said, man, he saw me. He's like, the next day, he said, man, I'm sorry you didn't have a good experience. I was like, where? He said, at the pizza place. And I was like, oh, no. I said, I ordered like a sensible human being. All right. So my pizza was great. I don't know about them.
No complaints here.
Yeah. But I thought it was just hilarious. Just seeing the looks on their faces. All right. So now that we got, that's pizza talk. Now let's talk some actual pertinent comments. This is going back to the leg press thing. Eric said, I have the same leg press. He's talking about the leg press that Ashley was complaining about. He said 6'2" is perfect for me. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not perfect for somebody, but the point is, I think number one, it's a good topic to say what works for the broad spectrum of people.
Yeah, and the leg press and the hack squat combo units are so hard because I've been on quite a few, and they pretty much all of them, when you're in hack squat mode, like I couldn't even get 90, like pretty much all of them.
That was the other thing she said. Yeah, it's like you can't get the correct range of motion. Yes, go ahead.
So that's why like I ended up just getting the Force USA compact one because I'm like, because their headquarters is by me, so I can just go and test it out. I'm like, and it's still not perfect. I mean, I still have to I put like 2x4s in between the shoulder pad. And
wow.
Like to get a little bit more, like an inch and a half or whatever it is, more like that. And so I was just like, yeah, that's a big concern as far as those combo units go. Is it's just, and even like the Lions Cool leg extension I have, like I freaking love it. But the one small complaint, I'm like, the leg roller just sits a little too low. Like it's kind of more on the top of my feet than it is like, on the bottom of my shin. So
gotcha. Did you try the Refit one?
Issue. Yeah, and it was okay.
Okay. All right, I'm just curious.
I think it's too soon of a prototype to really like voice.
Gotcha.
For me, it's too soon. Like I actually want to give them an opportunity to come out with the final product because that's why it's there to get feedback. So it'd be really unfair of me to be like, oh, like not my favorite.
No. I mean, I'm saying like, was it like closer to what you're? Because like you said with the Lions School one, you're like, all right, yeah, it's good, but with the Refit one, I know somebody else had like they did a video on the previous version, and then Naomi got on it. And one of the things they complained about was like the range of motion wasn't good, and so but it actually extends a little bit further back than they thought. And so I was just curious to see like if you, Tom, you could just come back next week and just give your feedback to Tom.
There you go.
That's more helpful than that. Yeah. All right. So let's take that off, and then this is a really good comment. Equipment exercise. This is why comments shouldn't be censored, because the viewers need to hear these dissenting opinions talking about the equipment, right? Because again, the stuff that works for me isn't necessarily going to work for Naomi, and we share a home gym, so we have to like agree on the stuff, because most of the stuff we're using, there are a few pieces that only I use or only she uses, but most of the stuff we use. So when it comes to a bench, it's got to work for both of us, that kind of thing. So I completely agree. And the follow-up comment is, brands and reviews that censor the very audience they claim to represent reveal what we ought to do with our money and our attention. Um, I don't know why somebody would censor comments from the audience, because I mean, even if it's a negative comment, I mean, unless you're like talking about my mom or something, even if it's a negative comment at me, like the way I look at it is that's still engagement.
Yeah, it's still engagement, still attention.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. You can say what you want to say, and
Yeah.
you know, and I've gotten like some harsh criticism. Uh, like, okay, for example, we're talking about Bobby Hunt. I don't know if you know who Bobby Hunt is. If you don't, you will. Just keep on going. You will, because Bobby comes on and he'll put comments about reviews and stuff. And he's done like some very harsh comments on some of my earlier videos. But it didn't bother me because I understood where he was coming from. You know, because you never know who you can trust.
Right.
Jared wants to know if you lost weight. If either of us lost weight to HomeGymCon. I lost a little bit. I lost a lot just because I didn't eat. But then also, I want to say that I probably, like what I did eat had too much sodium in it. So I think I was retaining fluid too, which sounds weird for me to say. But yeah,
no,
that.
that's exactly what I was going to say is my body's just really sensitive to like travel and what I'm eating when I'm like out of my routine. My body's like, what's going on? So I got home and I felt a little bit like a water buffalo a bit, just water retention.
Well, you had to fly too, right?
Yeah, and our flights were just a nightmare. I'm not going to talk about it; it'll take too long. But flights were a nightmare getting there. Flights were a nightmare getting back. I will talk about because I want to shout out Matthew Porter actually real quick.
Okay, hey, hang on for that. There we go. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
My mom is so cute. We went to Ross and we bought a bag so I could get the Dragonfly home, the lateral raise attachment from Fringe Sport. It's because I'm like, I guess to ship it, they told me like 300 and something. And I was like, no. So I was like, we can fit this because it folds up. And that's one of the cool things about it is it folds up kind of smaller for storage. So I was like, I can fit this in a bigger bag and we can check it. So me and my mom and my brother, we went to Ross. We got a bag, put everything in it. And then my mom put her extra clothes around the Dragonfly so that, it wouldn't like bang around. I also put my clip scripts in there, and my clip scripts were whoever has bought them knows they're like individually wrapped in like that foam. So they're individually wrapped in that foam, but I think when they checked my bag, they must have unpacked my whole bag because it was not how I packed it. And so they took out the clip scripts and then they put them together and wrapped both of the clip scripts in the foam instead of wrapping them individually. So when I opened up my suitcase, the suitcase was like torn, the zippers were broken, like it was a mess, and it was a brand new bag. So yeah, and so then I pulled out the clip scripts and I immediately was just like so upset because I actually had been waiting months to buy them in person from Matthew. So I was like, okay, I kept wanting to buy and pull the trigger, but when everyone was getting the clip scripts, I was like, I'm gonna wait to buy them at HomeGymCon. And anyway, so I got home and I saw that they were all dinged up, scraped up, and I was just like, that's so frustrating. And anyways, I had reached out to Matthew Porter because I was like, hey, can you send me some type of receipt because I'm going to make a claim with the airlines, and like this is what happened. And he's like, you know what, like let me just send you a new pair. He's like, I wanted to sell X amount at HomeGymCon. I have like 2 more pairs left and one happens to be purple. And so I literally was like, oh my gosh, like, because you know how we are with our like equipment, like, especially when it's new, like you don't want to get it and it's out of your control. It's not your fault that it's all being
especially like a handle. I can understand scratches on like a bar or something like that, but a cable handle, come on now.
Oh yeah,
I'm
not trying to. Yeah, and it was pretty chewed up because they were just knocking around together, and so yeah, that was really cool of him. I appreciated that. So flights were a mess, so I definitely was feeling ready to get back into routine when I got back because I'm doing a bodybuilding show in October, so I was dieting all weekend as well during HomeGymCon. Yeah, so I'm sure I lost weight, but the scale just didn't say so. We'll just chalk it up like that.
I did have a question because I know you guys flew. How did you get the Garage Gorilla Bar home? Did y'all just ship it?
Did you see that there was a FedEx across the street from the convention center?
I did not go over there. No,
Yeah.
I did not. So did you? So you just FedExed
I
it?
literally just walked across the
Okay.
street from the convention center and FedExed it. It was like, I think $120 to send home, which that's not bad. So I was like, yeah, let's do it because I want to get this home. So that's what we did. We just shipped it to my house, and now she's sitting right over there looking all pretty.
Nice. We actually did that at HFA. They gave us a scale. InBody gave us a scale, and I was like, this will not fit in any of our luggage. So we had to go. We went to the FedEx that's in the same building. We just shipped it home.
Right.
We would do that again if we got something at HomeGymCon and we couldn't get it home. So we got a couple Body Solid comments. So JB said the Body Solid Grow is my favorite compact rower, and it arrived while he was at HomeGymCon.
Yeah,
Nice.
I saw that.
I like that.
I didn't even see that they had that. So I was
Nice.
It was pretty cool to see that video.
Let's see here. And then Carp said a lot of people forget about Body Solid, but all the stuff that I've tried from them I've liked. Same. Mike says I have a few Body Solid items. They're really solid. I agree 100%. I really recommend Body Solid to a lot of people if they don't know what they want,
right?
And they don't spend a ton of money. I said, look, go to your local fitness store, ask them if they're a Body Solid dealer, or better yet, go on the Body Solid website, find a local dealer, call them and see if they've got the thing you want. If not, they can probably order it, and you can just go there and try it before you buy it. Eric has a good question. He says, I think all the content creators skipping over the small booths bug me a little. I get it as there's probably no affiliate or money in it from, but I'm searching for content on certain booths. Yeah. So I want you to respond to this too. But my question, Eric, is you were at HomeGymCon. So did you go to the booth yourself? Because I understand like the point of having content on a product is because you don't get to see it in person, right? So you need to get opinion on it. But to me, if you're at HomeGymCon, you just go look at it yourself, right? Or is it more like you're saying in general, you want to make sure that other people know about it as well? But what's your reaction while we wait for Eric's response to my question?
So I definitely hit like the bigger booths first, like the ones I was like most excited, to look at. But the shout out to a smaller booth, I actually really loved the Power Bells, and so I'm hoping to link up with them too. Me and my brother were talking to them, and I was like, I train clients, so I could see a lot of applications I can use the Power Bells in training clients. And so I thought that was really cool. And again, it's just one of those. I visited a lot of smaller booths, but I just didn't film. Like I was there trying the equipment, and I didn't want to be annoying and be like to my brother, like, hey, film this, even though he totally would.
Yeah,
he's one of my biggest supporters. He totally would. But I definitely,
you want an experience. I get it.
Yeah, I want to experience, because especially so that was really cool. Power Bells was really cool. And then, not that this is like a super small, but me and my brother tried out like the Henny attachment. I can't remember the guy's name, but his first name, but he's the one who helped Titan make the Squat Max. And so he
invented the Squat Max.
Yes.
He invented the Squat Max, and then he let Titan have it. I know you're talking about.
And
we actually walked past each other on the way to the hotel. But yeah, nice. I forgot his name too.
But yeah, he was just bless his heart. He's just like, him and my brother became besties like in 30 seconds, and so we got it to go over that too. And like that's cool. That's a smaller product that I would have never stumbled upon if it wasn't for HomeGymCon.
Nice, I like that. Let's see here. Carp said there's a lot of companies that don't want honest feedback, though they say they do, and then they want to try to get you to take stuff out of the video. 100% they try to do that every single time. They'll give you like a script. They'll try to give you talking points, which is fine. I don't mind the talking point. I may not necessarily use it, but it's easy. I like the talking points because like when you go on like technical specs, just tell me what they are. Don't make me go look for them on your website.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that, but you don't get to write my script for my stuff. And Carp agrees about Bobby Hunt. He said Bobby is a book. Your comments will be like that long from him, right? Yeah. He actually just did a comment. Yeah. He just did a comment on Rob from Vintage Weights. Posted a video, a YouTube short about the chest expander, right? Bobby goes on there and makes this comment or he points out the thing that everybody points out, that it actually develops your posterior chain, your rear delts and stuff, right? So how is this a chest thing, right? Well, okay, and I get it because I used to think like that too. But the point is, it strengthens your posterior chain. So instead of being like this, it expands your chest, and that's how that works, right? But anyway, the point is, he had a nice long comment on that too.
Love it.
Let's see here. We got some comments on Porter. JB said Porter's the man. He's so detail oriented. He said whenever I have a new idea for equipment, I'm bringing it to him.
Absolutely.
And Eric said apparently he spent $1,300 in all his favors from friends to send his stuff home, but he's still waiting for it. Yee.
Oh.
Carp said, I knew. Okay, so there we go. This is what I was looking for. Carp said, love you, Kinsey. And folks catch you on the replay. Shout out to the replay gang.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Eric said, yeah, I have friends in some of the small booths and I want them to get some love. That makes sense.
Sure.
I got you. That does make 100% sense. I'll say this, Hunter, and this is good because Eric, you'll tell them this, all right? So the way I operate is I look at the list of brands that are on the HomeGymCon website, and I will reach out to them, the ones that are interesting to me, and say, hey, I want to schedule a booth tour because you see how hectic it is there, right? So I schedule a tour with you. And sometimes brands reach out to me. That's what happened. That's why we ended up in the Ankor booth, because Mike sent me an email. Hey, I noticed that you're going to be, I see you, Mike. Mike's backstage right now. Gave me a thumbs up. So Mike sent me an email. Said, hey, I see you're going to be there. I want you to come out. Spedients did the same thing. Hey, I see you're going to be there. I want you to come out. What a lot of the smaller brands don't do is, I guess, because they just don't know that's what you do. That's what you do, like when you go to like big expos, like in trade shows, like HFA and the Arnold, whatever. You do that because there is so much to get out there to see. You don't want to rely on somebody just walking by and being interested, right? You don't. To put it a different way, don't expect. I don't think it's professional to expect me to accidentally come to your booth. Okay, so what I would say is any brand that knows they want content creators to come by, reach out to them ahead of time and say, can you come by my booth at 10 a.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. on Friday, or whatever? They'll say yes, because on the other side of it, Rob was just on last week saying he wasn't sure. He was trying to catch booths and try to like see who would let him film. So we're not 100% sure all the time. Another nice hack is if you get your stuff done ahead of time, Thursday, if you get your stuff done, set up on Thursday, there are content creators who will be there, who will be happy to shoot with you on Thursday before the crowds get there. All right. We did a thing with Ashton on Thursday for that very reason. So those are tips that I would suggest you pass on to your friends. Kinsey, do you have anything to add to that?
I was just going to say, it would be actually kind of cool for next HomeGymCon just to cover the smaller booths. So that's a good idea for me.
I like that. There you go.
So there you go, Eric. I'll get them. I'll do it. I'll be the
So
one.
provide a list of your friends to Kinsey, and she'll take care of it, and they'll take care of it.
And I'll bring some batteries this time, okay?
There you go. Batteries. If it makes you feel better, you're not the only content creator who ran out of important items, and we loaned out some stuff to at least one person whose name I'm not going to mention. So we're we got a few minutes left. Let's say what would you know what? I don't want to run out here, so let's go. What was your least favorite aspect of HomeGymCon? And then we're gonna do the new segment to close.
I'm sorry, I have no comments on this. I had so much fun. So
you it was perfect the way it is.
I mean, I think I was watching Jake and Mike's podcast yesterday, whatever day it was. And they were kind of talking about like what things that they could improve and stuff. And I was like, yeah, like I guess that would be cool. Like they're talking about maybe doing like a 2.5 day. Because the only thing that that I could think about was how booths were like starting to clean up at like 3 on Saturday. It kind of made me feel rushed, made me feel like I needed to like get the garage gorilla bar and get out of there. So would probably be my only complaint. I think it would be nice if, like, Jake was like, hey, like, you guys can't clean up until this time, but you have, we'll make the day shorter so that you're not there for 12 hours. So that would probably be like a good, like, in between for everyone. That way, like, people that are there aren't feeling like rushed and like they got to leave because everyone's cleaning up, and then the vendors don't have to be there for like 12 hours plus.
I mean, I'd say too, like, I didn't get to, if you could let, like, if it's a smaller, I guess he doesn't want people to like start packing up and leaving, because then it's kind of detrimental to the overall vibe.
Oh yeah. Totally.
But, if the thing is over at 4,
yeah, pack up.
and like,
yeah, totally.
and somebody wants to pack up their stuff and jet out, hey, let them go,
Yeah, totally.
So equipment exercise, I do want to respond. He said that scheduling only works if everyone doesn't exceed the video time slots, otherwise it will cascade. Okay, I hear what you're saying, but the point is that brands want content creators to come by, right? So if you've only got this many time slots, you just make sure you book somebody for those time slots. Then you at least have somebody who is going to come by your booth. And once you've exceeded those time slots, then the rest of it is just time that is, hey, you got to catch me during these times on random. Otherwise, I'm just talking to potential customers.
Okay.
I promise you it works, because, like I said, that's how they do it at HFA, and that's how they do it at the Arnold, and both places. I'm not the only one scheduling stuff, if that makes sense. Yeah, I promise it works. And Jim Gear Finder, hey, what's up, man? Appreciate you stopping by, getting up way too early. Says if the coverage of the major brands gets too saturated, maybe more creators will have to cover more smaller booths next year.
Boom, that's true.
That's another point. So I had zero interest in the rep booth, but I saw the crowds over there. So yeah, the thing is, everybody wants to go to it's like the new kid in school. Everybody wants to ask them to the prom. Okay, everybody wants to go to the hot item, right? And I'm a little contrarian. I don't do that. I want to go to the stuff, as you said, that interests me. I don't care if it's the flavor of the month. I don't care if it's hot. I care about it being new, noteworthy.
Yep.
And then, of course, also,
Totally.
like I said, it's who's booked time with me.
Yep.
All right. All right. All right. So now we're going to debut a new segment to close, right? It's called You Got 5 Minutes to Convince Me. All right. And you literally have 5 minutes.
Perfect.
Normally, this will be a standalone segment, but to get everybody introduced to it, we're going to do it here. So pick your most underrated video. Hope you're ready for this. It can be a video everybody slept on because of the topic, or maybe you put it out before you had as much traction as you have now, so it went on the radar, whatever. Regardless, you got 5 minutes to convince us to go watch the video. And yes, I am setting a timer. So
I won't need 5 minutes to convince you.
You won't need. Okay, challenge accepted.
Yeah,
We're gonna be taking questions from the live chat about this video. What the video's already up? So what's the video title? And I'm gonna go to that video, and I will screen share it if you like while you're talking about it with the sound off, and you can convince people about why you think we need to watch this video. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, your time starts now.
So I actually think my most recent video that I put out yesterday is what y'all need to go watch, because
What's it called?
It's called HomeGymCon 2025.
Okay.
Who had the best leg
extension?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So I think that didn't get as much traction in the beginning as most of my videos, and I think it's because since we're 2 weeks out from HomeGymCon and everyone's kind of already seen all the content, I think that's why it maybe isn't getting as much traction. So you guys got to go watch that, because I do cover smaller brands like not smaller brands, but Body Solid was definitely slept on. So I tried to focus on Body Solid in this segment, and and Lion's Cool as well. Not that they're a smaller brand, but I think like everyone's been giving them some hard times about coming out with 4 versions of something. But very, very slept on video. There's a hack to hook your freak athlete leg developer up to a cable. So there's a hack in there for you. There's prices listed for equipment you might be looking at, and then you also get to watch me working out. So That's a plus. And
there you go.
so yeah, I think this is gonna help if people go watch that video, because again, we're talking kind of about smaller businesses, smaller content creators. I consider myself a smaller content creator. Because I'm a smaller content creator, it did take me a week and a half to get my stuff out. I was working really hard on this video. Editing takes freaking forever. Oh my gosh. So anyways, because I didn't have a lot of video, I did the best I could. And so if y'all could go watch that for me, I would super appreciate that, because I edited for like probably 3 hours on this little video. So hard work. That's why you should go watch it. Hard work.
There you go. All right. Well, so you already got one person convinced. JB said he's watched all your videos, but he'll watch this one. Oh, he'll say he'll watch whatever when you pitch a second time. So there we go. All right. And
videos twice.
I've committed. I will watch this video today while I'm on the treadmill. So I've got two already. I've got Kurt's video and then I've got your video. So I'm gonna set up a little playlist and I'm gonna watch both of them on the treadmill. I'll even click the like button. I won't click like till I get off the treadmill because safety. But I promise I will click like and I'll put a comment on the video and I'm gonna watch your video today because you talked me into it. You talked me into it. Well done. Well done. Okay. Understood the assignment. There you go.
Waterfall effect. I'll go watch Kurt's video too. Boom.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
We're just making we're feeding families over here.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
All right. So before we let you go, Kinsey, you already talked about, which video people should watch, but let's make sure they know which channel to go watch it on. So what's shout out? You kind of have it right there in your headline, but go ahead, tell everybody your channel and also your Instagram. Share that before we let you go.
Yeah, so I made it super easy for y'all. YouTube and Instagram. You can find me at KPEX Home Gym Lab. And I even made a new email that you can contact me if you want to collab. Yep, it's just kpexhgl@gmail.com. Super easy.
Right, Mike, are you writing that down? I don't see you writing. You're writing it? Okay, Mike said he's got it. All right, there you go.
Perfect.
All right, so you guys make sure you guys check that out. Check out KPEX Home Gym Lab on YouTube and follow her on Instagram. Remember, we got a guest. She's at 800. I expect that she's got more than that now because the show's been on. But we need to get Kinsey to at least 1,000 subs this weekend.
Road to 1,000 subs. Let's go. Let's go.
I want her to get there this weekend. All right. So let's come on now. Get over there and get active if you have not subbed up to her. Kinsey, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for getting up way too early. Thank you for all of your support. And please give your mom a hug from me. Tell her
I will.
I am on high alert for the first time. No, I changed my mind. We'll still give her a hug. But tell her she's got to bring the cinnamon rolls to the next live show.
That's her love language. She would love to do that.
My love language is eating the cinnamon rolls. So there we go. So bring those Jones to the next live show. All right, there we go. There we go. We're making things happen here today. There you go. That's what
she literally will. She'll figure out a way in the hotel. She'll go down in the hotel kitchen and be like, "I need to use this kitchen."
Oh, we'll get her a kitchen. I got resources, okay, in the Louisville area. Okay, Jared, we're using your kitchen. All right. Well, we got things going. All right. I appreciate you, Kinsey. You have a good day.
Yeah. All right. You too. See ya.
Peace out. All right. So that was the homie Kinsey from KPEX Home Gym Lab. You guys make sure that you are subscribed to her. Make sure you're following her on Instagram. Shoot her an email if you're a brand and you want somebody to work with. I know 46 Fitness, Mario, I know that you're here. You probably already have her contact information. I saw a comment from you earlier, but go ahead and that was Kinsey's timer going off, by the way. She came in under the time. But yeah, if you guys are watching, if you are a content creator, not a content creator, if you are a brand and you want somebody who's a content creator that's going to put time in and effort to actually review your product the right way, definitely hit up Kinsey, KPEX Home Gym Lab. I'm going to have all her links are in the video description for this video, and the contact for her email is going to be linked to her YouTube as well. So there's no way you can get her email without going to her channel, and while you're there, you need to sub. Okay, now it is now 8:04. Shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. If you're watching on YouTube, please consider hitting the like button and hitting subscribe. If you're watching on LinkedIn, please do me a favor and go and follow our show page, Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. We're trying to get that show page to grow, and I appreciate all of you guys' support. My next guest is the director of marketing for Ankor, and that makes 2 times I've said the name of the company right. I've said it correctly, all right, which I did not manage to achieve during the actual booth tour, but I have repented of my sins, and I now say Ankor instead of Ankor, all right? Anyway, Ankor is a compact, torque-loaded, spring-based resistance training system. Mike reached out to me, as I mentioned earlier, for a booth tour ahead of HomeGymCon 2025, and that booth tour has gotten some serious traction. Not only has it gotten traction, but you guys are making have made some really cool comments on that video. And so what I decided to do, instead of me just making up answers or whatever, or guessing, I say, hey Mike, we got people asking questions. Can you come on the show and answer the viewer questions, and then any questions from people in the live chat? He said, yeah. And so he's backstage right now. So, we're going to go ahead and get Mike in here. Everybody give a warm welcome. Mike, I hope you got some rest after going to Louisville. And thank you for getting up way too early, my man. Thank you.
There we go. I'm here.
What's up? Some of the more energetic. Let me see this one.
What'd you say?
Better. There we go. That's better. That's your intro song. There you go. Let's go. Get active.
We're up way too early. Right. I love it.
There you go.
I used to be a TV, actually like TV news anchor. That was one of my college jobs. So it's fun to kind of go live again. I don't have to wear the suit though. I get to kind of still wear gym clothes. So I appreciate you having me on the show.
Did you spell news anchor the same way you spell the name of your brand?
No, I did not. I should have though. I might need to change that.
I feel like you should go back in time and fix that. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate you having me on. It's great to be here. We just had our 6-year barbecue last night, so we celebrated.
Notice I didn't get an invite to that.
Hey, next year, come on down. But I really love being here, and I'm excited to talk about Ankor, answer questions, and man, to call this work. It's a treat. So let's do it.
So you got your first comment already. Matthew Porter says, "Good morning, Mike."
I owe Mr. Porter a text back. Matt, I appreciate you being patient with me. We had to get food set up, get everything set up yesterday. So you'll be getting a text back from me today. We're hopefully going to
go ahead and talk right now. We won't tell anybody what y'all talk about. Go ahead. I don't mind.
Well, I love it.
We're an interactive community. Have at it.
It's great.
Actually, so now I wasn't even thinking about that, but I can see some applications with his Eclipse scripts and the Ankor Pro. I can see that.
Yeah. The Rev Bar 2, I tried that out at HomeGymCon. That was like talk about like a mind-blowing experience. That was I wanted to get one of those so badly the first time I tried it. So I got my eye on one of those too.
Okay. So I knew this was gonna happen. So Mike Brantley says big shout out to Ankor. Says back in 2021, their gear gave me my first functional trainer. Had his Ankor strap, his patio railing. You remember that? All right.
I remember that. So I came on as our first employee. So Michael, talking Michael to Michael here. I remember
Mike and Mike in the morning.
Mike and Mike in the morning. We're doing that right now. Wow, it's great.
Right.
We're bringing it back.
Don't come at me. Don't at me. Hey, copyright infringement. Don't at me.
Nope. It's Michael and Michael in the morning.
There you go.
It's Michael and Michael. But I remember seeing his video come across our feed. He was an early supporter. So Michael, first of all, thank you. But I remember when we were out of a garage and I saw the video come through and I saw it was attached to the railing in his patio. And it was so cool. It was so cool. So I'm glad he's here as well.
Yeah, man. I think I knew that this was going to happen because like I said, you guys have a tremendous amount of just the booth tour alone had some nice comments. And so I knew we were going to get this. So everybody, so let's let your adoring fans say hello to you. Jake said, Big Mike.
Jake's the man.
Matthew said, no worries. Big things are coming.
Yes.
I've had a lot of people say this, that same thing Kurt said. He said, so Kurt was running a competition, so he's busy, but he said, I had almost no time to get around this year, and I regret missing out on seeing more from Ankor, besides what I was hurriedly passing by while doing something else. So, yeah.
Don't worry, Kurt, I'll shoot you a DM. You're good. We'll get in touch. No worries at all. Everyone was busy. It was a crazy event.
Heck yeah.
Shout out to Jake. Shout out to Jake. I mean, HomeGymCon was
Heck yeah.
amazing.
I'm telling you, Jake should be so arrogant. I bet you he drove at the success of this. He should have driven home with 1 foot out the car window, like just like, hey, I did it. You know what I mean? 1 foot out the window. All right. Let's see here. And Kinsey said something I didn't get a chance to say. Ankor was a big highlight for me at HomeGymCon because I've never tried anything like it. I'm hoping to make it a staple in my home gym for me and my clients. So that is actually
Kinsey, we'll be in touch.
That's another use case. That's another use case I didn't think about. Someone who's training clients.
Yes.
Because you guys have your roots in the physical therapy rehab field. So I can see different, depending on like where your clients are in their fitness journey. Somebody gets injured or whatever. Like, yeah. So yeah. Oh, Jake, come on now. You didn't think we had footage. We had the, what you call it? I got the traffic cams footage.
Yeah.
Leg out the whip. I'm telling you. Driving on the road, leg out the whip.
That was my big thing that Jake, I saw him at the end of the show. I'm like, man, you got to go take a break. You put on a great show. I'm like, 4th of July is coming up. I'm like, please, man, we need you around for many, many years doing HomeGymCon. Like, take a break after this. You worked hard. You put on a great event. So I hope, Jake, wherever you are, you're enjoying a Mai Tai on the beach and maybe kicking back a little bit because you put on a great show.
So, and that's actually why I have not asked you to come on, Jake, because I was trying to let you get some rest because you should be completely burnt out. But I also, another thing too is, I want to make sure I get feedback from you about HomeGymCon. Is I wanted to do the show, as many episodes as I could of the show, getting feedback from HomeGymCon, so Jake can use it as data to put together next year. That's what we did for HomeGymCon 2023. And I know he took some of that feedback and made HomeGymCon 2024 the big success it was. And so I want to do that again because that's part of how I feel.
Yeah.
Support. So there we go. Now, this guy, I was hoping he'd be here, and he definitely is. And that is Kevin from Japan. Kevin's the Home Gym Gains YouTube channel. Kevin says, hello from Osaka.
I love it.
He said, my home gym is literally the size of a kid's bedroom, so a compact solution is a no-brainer. I have a rack I can also upgrade to a functional trainer. Is the
got it right here.
Replace that or add to it? So there's the question. Is Ankor meant to replace a functional trainer or add to it?
It's a great question. And I think it comes down to everyone's training is super specific. And you know what, if you're someone who is looking to get, you know what, the most of the benefits of a cable stack, plus being able to build those explosive movements and build that strength and power, it's a great option for that. Obviously, though, if you're trying to do 300-pound lat pull downs, like, I'll put our hand up and say we're not the best tool for that. And we feel that, okay, for, you know what, the size, you know, of this, something I can hold in my hand that weighs about 9 pounds that you can put on a rack, put on a pole, travel with, and get the 65 pounds of resistance. That's 1-to-1. So it's like you're basically have a 5 to 65 pound dumbbell set that you can travel with. If you want that, the speed and explosiveness, I think we're an excellent option. You can also see those pennants right there. That's just some of the professional teams that we've been super fortunate to work with as well. So I think, you know what, if you're trying to get a cable machine in a space where you might not be able to fit one, I think we're a no-brainer solution for that.
So Mike said, I have mine attached to my functional trainer right now.
I love it. I love it.
So yeah, I mean, so I told you, like, I wasn't interested in your products prior to HomeGymCon, but that's primarily because I have not one, but two cable solutions, along with resistance bands. I was like, what do I need this thing for, right? Because what I've seen from people who are talking about it, and even your competitors in the space, is they were talking about it like, okay, I'm going to replace what I have with this, right? And I was like, I don't understand. You can already do the thing. Why do you need a thing that does the thing? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm not interested in getting rid of our cable. I mean, we want to upgrade our cable stack, not get rid of it, right? And then I tried it. You know, you reached out to me, and I'm glad you did, because then I actually tried it. So I see a couple of definite positive use cases for it. But would you say that my initial objections are the most common reason for buyer hesitation?
And the initial objection being, why do I need to replace a cable stack?
Like, I already have a cable stack. I already have a cable crossover. I already got the fill in the blank thing that does the thing. I already have a functional trainer. Why do I need to replace that with this thing?
It's a great question. And I would say, I mean, obviously, you know, in a garage gym, in a performance facility, PT clinic, space is a premium. It matters a ton. And if you're looking to move around your space and you're like, hey, I've got this cable machine, it's taking up a ton of space though. I want something that's going to get me there, you know, most of the way, but I also don't want to, you know what, shell out a ton of cash for it. And I want it to go right to my rack, and I want to be able to do all of these really cool things with it. I think that's where we're a great solution. You know, obviously, if you're happy with your cable machine, you know, I'd probably still encourage you to come try ours. But it's one of those things where it's the space saving element, and we have a customer survey after purchase on our website, and people talk to us about, okay, who are you? Where'd you find us? And then the question we put on most recently was, what's the number one thing about this product that made you want to purchase? And the answer was overwhelmingly the space saving element of it. And that's, I think, for us, you know, where we really try to shine is, okay, we're going to give you, you know what, most of that cable training experience, but with virtually zero footprint. And then, oh, by the way, if you want to take it on the road, you want to pack it in a suitcase, take it through TSA, you can do all of those things and get a really, really great full body workout.
So we're talking to Mike from Ankor, Mike Carlson from Ankor. You guys make sure that you're following Ankor Training on Instagram. You guys will see a bunch of awesome videos, and you'll actually probably start getting some sneak previews of their newest upcoming products if you guys follow them on there. So make sure you do that. I think like the travel portability thing is the number one thing I thought of. So when I go visit my dad, for example, he is not interested. I mean, I've taken stuff there to work out, but if I take something there to work out, it's got to be small because it's got to fit in a little corner. He doesn't object to me using his deck to work out, but I'm not about to take that stuff in the house because he's not with that, you know. So I can see the value of the Ankor product, both the one that you guys have out now and the one that you guys that's coming out this fall, because he's got trees in his yard. I could just hook it up to a tree and do my stuff there, and it would give me a complete workout. Also, I mean, hotel gyms are you know, we actually have a list of hotels that we prefer. We actually thought about like doing something like on our website, like, you know, recommended hotels. If
I was going to say, I might ask you for that list offline.
Because they've got better gyms
recently.
I'm happy to give it to you. But you can't always choose that. And so, you know, what I have now, just so you know, is so I have a Spud Inc. Lat pull down low row combo, right? And you kind of like hook them together, but it uses resistance bands. Okay. And you can hook it to the door. So you still don't really know how much weight you're lifting. And it's got some limitations. So I can see that that's where the Ankor unit would shine. It's like I'm using it in my hotel room. I'm using it, as I said, at my dad. I think that those are great places. That's where I see for someone who's in my situation, already got a pull out. The gym is already pretty much done. That's what I would use it for. Now, if I were starting out, and I'm looking for it, it would become more attractive to me because I'm be like, oh, okay, because I went for years without a cable solution because I didn't have room for a cable crossover. So there you go. Now, I mentioned that there are a bunch of comments, and we're gonna still keep taking comments from you guys on the in the comment section. So but we're also gonna go to the comments that were on the video because, as I said, I normally when we do a video on anybody's product, I ask the company, hey, can you go by and just there's comments on there, just stop by and just put a comment on there. Not only is it gonna boost engagement, but it also is gonna help you guys because it'll let people know that you guys are accessible. And I still want you to do that.
Oh no, trust me, we are. What do you think I'm doing when I log off here today?
But in the meantime, I did promise them that we're gonna do this. So we got people watching right now. So let's go ahead. And as a bonus, you get to rate the accuracy of my answers. So that'll be interesting. Let's see how close I got. So there we go. All right. So this is on the video. So first question comes from Joey Lozano.
Okay.
By the way, if I mispronounce your name, sorry. I apologize right now. They didn't teach your name in school. I'm sorry. All right. So Joey Lozano said, aside from travel portability, I feel the main benefit is the spring providing near constant tension during explosive movements. My cable work isn't explosive, so the plate stack still seems better. All right. So my reply was, I don't actually compare this to a cable stack. For me, the primary reason to have this is if I don't have a cable stack, whether like what I just explained, like if I'm in a situation where my cable stack isn't available, so I'm traveling or whatever, right? So I compare the Ankor system to that split ink product I told you about and resistance bands. And to me, the Ankor product is superior to both of these. So what's your response to both Joey and to my answer?
I'd say, first of all, I think it's a really great answer, first of all. So I'm going to give you credit there. There you go. There you go. I think it like I said, it all comes down to people's training in their home gym setup. And if, you know what, if your training involves, you know, stuff that you're happy with, then we say more power to you. Like we love that. I would, you know what, I'd still love if you're in Salem, you want to come give it a shot, come meet our, you know, our very friendly, we have 4 dogs here as well. So if you like to just pet dogs and hang out with people, we still love you to
drive
come
a hard
try
bargain.
Hey, I know, exactly. It'll take you to lunch too. It'll be a whole great time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I think, you know what, the explosive movements is definitely where we shine. But if you're happy with your cable machine in your home gym and you're good with the space that it's taking up and you know what, the setup that you have, then I would say more power to you. Like I realize and definitely respect, like everyone trains differently. I'm a functional training guy. That's what I do. I train so that, you know, when I'm older, I can, you know, pick up my grandkids and my future
100%.
grandkids. I don't have any grandkids right now. I you know, I'm getting married in December, but I trained for that. Thank you. I trained for that element of it. And if you're someone who's, hey, I'm super happy with what I got. Like I said, I'd still love for you to come up to Salem and come hang out with us and give it a rip. But if you give it a rip and you're like, you know what, man, it's just not for me, then I'm not gonna, you know, try to push something on you or be a used car salesman in that regard. Like we want everyone to train their way. And like I said, I respect, you know, every kind of training method modality out there. And yeah, I would tell you more power to you.
All right. So a couple comments here. So Mike said that it adds versatility.
Yep.
And Kinsey said she likes to pair. She thinks it would work well because she uses her Nordic Hyper Pro from Freak Athlete with clients. She said I can think of a bunch of ways that the Ankor would be cool to pair with a product like that because the Hyper Pro is heavy to always drag in front of the functional trainer. And especially in terms of saving time, I can see that. Like you don't want to always have to like do that. It doesn't take forever. We've got a Hyper Pro downstairs. It doesn't take forever to set it up in the different configurations, but that still takes time, you know. So if you don't have to do it, then yeah, why not?
Set it up. I love it.
And the equipment exercise says best part is they honor the rope replacement. Just pay shipping or pick it up at their office. This is useful given more and more 1:1 ratio conversions. So there's that. So let's go back to the comment section.
Let's do it.
Let's see if I got the next one right too. No, I did not have an answer for this one. I said I pretty much don't know. Mike is gonna be on the show, so you can stop by and ask him. I don't know if Raul Code 454 is on. 4540 is on here, but I'll ask you now. Did Ankor have? Do you guys have a price range for the new model? And for those of you who don't know what new model we're talking about, shame on you because you should have watched the booth tour video. It's in there in the second half. We worked really hard on that video, but yeah. So you can go ahead and talk a little bit about that model if you like, and cover if you have a price for it.
So we're kind of in the last stages of nailing down an exact price point. So I can't share a ton there, but I know what I can say is our motto is like we want to provide the best product at the best value, and like that's period, full stop, end of story. And that goes from the moment that you receive it at your front porch, set it up in your gym, all the way to, you know what, multiple years down the line, you know, if it needs servicing, when it needs servicing, eventually all kind of, you know, things are going to need a little bit of servicing, but that's, we're still nailing down the exact price on that. But, you know, one thing I can 100% guarantee is it's going to be the best value and it's going to be the best price that, you know, we can possibly put together as a business. And we're trying to build something, I mean, super, super special. Super special for, people in the garage gym community, the home gym community, all the way up to the professionals. We've been super fortunate to work with, and I'm excited. I'm excited to unveil it to the world here, and just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. I promise you won't be disappointed.
If you want a sneak peek, once again,
Go
watch the video. The
Go
link,
watch the video.
the link to the video is in the description for this video. You guys go watch it and you'll see it. I think I was impressed. Eric said that your product makes every machine a selectorized machine. So you can look at it.
That. Eric.
Yeah. Eric with the there you go.
Doing my job, Eric. I love it.
I'm sure y'all can work out some sort of financial arrangement for you to use that phrase. Maybe just food. He might the barbecue.
Come on up to Salem. Come on up to Salem. We got barbecue.
Dogs,
we got
whatever.
leftover brisket. Yeah.
There you go. Mike said customer service is awesome as well. They replaced my weight pucks years later, quick, fast. Then I ended up getting the pro model. Well, Mike, I mean, they've got yet another model coming out, which if you watch the video, you'll see a preview of it. And if you like what they have out now, you will love what's coming next. Equipment Exercise says pro is the way. Those Omni rollers are clutch. The original should never have made it past production. The cost savings wasn't worth the brand dilution. So that's congratulations on fixing it. Here was the problem. But yeah, so you kind of get both ends of the spectrum, which is always
and I appreciate that feedback. I do, because I mean, I would even, the first generation Ankor, it was designed in a garage. I mean, it's me and the two co-founders were in a garage. Like, we're all early 20-somethings trying to figure out how to run a business and get something production ready. So, the pro came out in pretty quick succession, and even that was designed in a garage. And so, it's definitely I appreciate the feedback, and it's we love the pro. We're excited for the new one, and the original one still has a place in my heart. It really does. It is the one that started it all for us, but certainly not the last product.
So I gotta, Kevin, I see your comment, but I gotta go back to Mike. I gotta post Mike's comment first. So I gotta apologize. Mike, I'm sorry. I do not question your loyalty. I know you watched the video. I apologize for even insinuating that you did not watch the video or watch any of my. I apologize. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I will never do that again. Sorry, man. All right, now Kevin has a question. He said the price is much less than the cost to upgrade my rack. So yeah, problem is it's overseas. Can he even get this in Japan? That's a question I would not have had an answer to.
No, it's a great question, and we can certainly figure something out there. I believe we have a couple of distributors in Japan. I definitely would have to double check that, but I mean the unit is so small anyway.
My money is on Uchino-san.
It might be.
We have everything.
I mean, the product is so small anyways. Like, I mean, it ships in a, I think maybe the box with everything packed in it is like less than 15 pounds. Like it's it's a super compact box. So we can 100%, find a way to get you one, and we'll figure that out. That's on the grand scheme of things. I'm not worried about that. We'll definitely try to get it to you. I'm not worried. And we'll hook you with one of our Japanese distributors.
Nice. There you go. So I expect to see an Ankor review on the Home Gym Gains YouTube channel soon.
Yes.
Hey, I see Carlos Sanchez. What's up, man? Good morning, Carlos. I see he's in the chat. I forgot to say good morning to him. My bad. Shout out to Synergy Custom Fitness. All right. So let's go back to the questions, comments, whatever. All right. So Garage Gym for Vets. I didn't see that one, but 6 days ago they said that Mike is the best. I agree.
Appreciate it.
Now, Duck Do 1987. I don't know if he's here. If you are, my man, go ahead, speak up. And if you have any additional questions,
if you are here, hi.
Yeah, he says cool. He has two separate comments, right? And I'm gonna address them separately, and you'll see why in a second, right? So his first comment was cool. They do it in house. The unit looks cool, but it's kind of bulky for my taste. So I responded. I said I can see that, but it also replaces an entire cable tower. So it is space saving if you look at it that way. Do you have anything you want to respond to as far as it looks cool, but it's bulky? And
Yeah, I mean,
just so, just so people can see it, can you hold it back up again? Let me stop the screen.
So I would
This
assume
is
that
bulky.
would probably be for the new guy. I would assume maybe that comment came from the new guy. So for the new unit that we'll be releasing. But this unit, obviously, what I would would not say super bulky. The new one, definitely, it's going to be very much a commercially targeted product that you can also bring home with you to a gym, which I think is super cool. But I would say, yeah, the existing one, for what you're getting, it's and the fact that you can just throw it in a backpack, it's very nice and not bulky. But I'm assuming that one is for the other one, and I appreciate that feedback.
So Kevin says, I almost spit my water. He said, my bet is also Uchino-san. All right, man. Appreciate it. Talk soon. Look, Kevin, I got my finger on the pulse of the Japanese home gym market, okay? No, I don't.
I love it.
Everything I know about Japanese home gyms is from Kevin. So he sends me, we talk on WhatsApp all the time. I definitely do not. Kevin tells me about stuff that's over here in the U.S. I didn't know was out. So there you go. So, yeah, I definitely do not. So let's go. Okay, so now let's follow up with that comment. Because that was actually a good take, because I was thinking about the product that you just held up, not the second one. Okay, I didn't think about that. So Home Gym Harry, what's up, Harrison? Said, I was surprised by how much I like this. Said super smooth and easy to use. He said, please add more weight to it. There are 9 replies to that comment. Okay, so Duck Do come on. He said, that's one thing keeping me away from this. I don't know what's stopping them from doing so. So I said, well, I thought you said it's too bulky to be, I'm not trying to come at anybody, but I'm just like, okay, but you said it. I thought your objection was it's too bulky, right? And I said, to be honest, I wouldn't replace my current cable setup with this. For me, it only be an option if I was just starting out. Stuff that I've already said, earlier today. To me, I said it's like test driving a 2-seater sports car at this point. It's interesting, but it's not something that's right for me at this point in my life. But with the caveat that I do go visit my dad often, so it might get back into I might need the 2-seater sports car for that specific thing. Well, then he explained. He said, I have a Rep FT 5000. So I wouldn't even need it at this point. But he said when he was in the market for 1 years ago, he was looking at Ankor as well. And so I think that's what led me to believe that he was talking about the original unit, because he said he was looking at your stuff years ago. He had a friend ask him about Ankor, and he told him to get the Vultra instead, but he looked at the Vultra and said, no way. So there is a lot to unpack there. I told him you're going to be on here, and so I don't know if he swung by or not. He said he would. I don't know if he's here. So let's go ahead and let's just stop the screen so you can respond to all that stuff. So I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the add more weight comment. Let's do that. That one is the one that I can kind of pin down. What do you have to say? Is your new product that's coming out, is that the one that I would say is gonna kind of like meet that add more weight need?
So it's a great question. So the new one, the maximum resistance, and you saw it in the video, is going up to 80 pounds. And that's 1-to-1. So it's like picking up an 80-pound dumbbell or an 80-pound kettlebell. And for the vast majority of folks who are trying to add something space saving to their gym, but also, get most of the benefits of a cable stack, we found that's a great option. It's a great kind of, way to go. You get 5 all the way to 80. You get those 5-pound increments. You can do drop sets, super fun stuff like that. But on the add more weight comment in general, I just want to say we absolutely hear you guys. We absolutely hear you guys. And I think the fun thing for us is that, we're a bootstrap company. We're independent. We have no outside investors. So we are not beholden to anyone other than our customers and ourselves. That's it at the end of the day. And what part of the joy, the challenge of being a bootstrap company is, I always tell folks, we've got 10,000 things to do every day. You can only do 5, and 4 of them are picked for you when you wake up in the morning. And so we absolutely hear it. And for us, the biggest thing is making sure that whenever we put out a product with more resistance, that we're also able to, meet the other trade-offs that come with that. Like, how are you going to mount it? Is it going to be safe? How can we make it the safest product possible? How do we work on durability? There's all of these little trade-offs that, as a marketer by trade, I'm learning when I'm talking to our engineering team of, okay, we can increase the resistance, but it might increase the form factor. And now do we want to make something that's less space saving that's going to have maybe more resistance and could potentially be at a higher price point? Or do we want to try to kind of thread the needle there and provide something that's going to get you enough resistance, enough space saving, and still a great value? So like I said, it's certainly something that we hear on the feedback. And I can tell you right now, we're working day and night. We want to get this, next generation one out. And we certainly have plans for more exciting products in the future. But it's the reality and the fun of being a bootstrap company when you're small. You know what? There's a million things you want to tackle every day. And you know what, we some of those are chosen for us, but what I can tell you is that we're looking to be around, for a long time. And because we're independent and because we're beholden to our customers and providing the absolute best value at the end of the day, like that allows us to really try to make decisions in their best interest. And it allows us to work in the long term as opposed to having to meet, any kind of quarterly, Wall Street stuff. Like we can think 5-10 years in the future and try to provide just an excellent experience, because I believe in the long term, our incentives and the customer's incentives are 100% aligned. And we plan on being around for a long time.
I forgot to tell you when we're setting this up that I don't approve of people coming on my show with deeper voices than me. So I'm gonna have to. I didn't.
I can go
that's
up.
my
I
fault.
can go up.
That's my fault. I didn't let
apologize.
you know. I didn't clear that with you, and I didn't go over that material with you. But I need you to stop. All right. Anyway,
okay, I can do
that. So speaking specifically about the Ankor versus Vultra comment, though,
yeah,
that got the wheels turning, and I'm a big believer in using Google when necessary to go search, because I said, well, what about Ankor versus Vultra? Yep. So I Googled it, and the best response I saw, and I'll put it up on screen.
Yeah, put it up.
The Ankor versus Vultra thing. And this comes from Strength Warehouse, which is
okay.
We were talking about Body Solid earlier. They're actually a Body Solid distributor, I believe. So the thing that kind of relates best to this is they said Ankor is ideal for functional strength training, while Vultra excels in performance-focused resistance training. That's because Vultra gives you digital tracking, which caters to athletes who need precise load adjustments and eccentric overload training. So I think the Ankor X, which is the product that's coming out this fall, meets the needs of anyone who wants to know how much they're lifting to a certain extent. But I even saw Basement Brandon have it on his Instagram where he was loving the fact that you could do eccentric, basically negative. You get more weight on the negative if you use the Vultra. How do you respond to that kind of description of the differences between you guys and any of your competition? That's there.
I would maybe push back a little bit on the performance aspect of it. I can turn this right here, and you guys can see all the different pennants of all the different teams that we've been super fortunate to work with. Our roots are in performance. You're going to find us in every NHL locker room. We're written in the CBA as an NHL mandated product. I think 29 out of the 30 Major League Baseball teams use our product. The PGA, you can find us on the trailers. If you watch Netflix's Full Swing, you can see us in there. We kind of make a cameo in the performance trailers while the golfers are training. Pro sports and performance, that's our roots and our bread and butter. And that was where we found our initial traction as a company is, we had a couple NHL teams reach out and say, hey, we want to bring this to the bubble. Some NBA teams say, hey, we want to bring this in the bubble. So as far as an excellent performance piece to really maximize your athletic ability, whether that is with speed and explosiveness, whether that is with generating power and really working on that. Rotational power is a huge deal for us. I would say that, we're the pros choice. We are absolutely the pros choice. And that's not me saying that, that's the numbers saying that. And we've been super lucky. 100 plus pro teams, 100 plus colleges at all levels. We're talking D1 all the way to D3, NAIA, varsity programs. Teams that have won championships use our product every single day to get better. And so that would be my little pushback on that is that, yes, I can understand, what the metrics and that's certainly some feedback we've heard and something that we absolutely want to incorporate into the future. But I would say that being able to perform at your best, a lot of athletes, and we're very fortunate to have their trust, do choose us at the end of the day.
So we actually have some follow-up questions here. First of all, Jared wants me to turn on the helium effect for you to solve the issue if you continue to refuse to comply. But Kinsey said that she and her brother thought the Ankor felt a bit smoother than the Vulture.
Okay.
So that's and for anyone who's not aware, Kinsey plays football.
Okay.
She plays semi-pro women's football. So
I love it.
And she's also getting ready for a bodybuilding competition. So there's obviously the not just the I'm lifting weights to prepare for a thing out there, but I'm also lifting weights for the resistance training benefits in terms of hypertrophy, et cetera, right? The changes in physique. Because I think that's one of the things that people have to think about. Like we were actually talking about it in terms of bars and plates earlier. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between what somebody needs if they are lifting weights to get them ready for something that doesn't involve weights.
Yep.
And what somebody needs if they're lifting weights to get ready for something that does involve weights. So what I need as a person who competes in powerlifting is going to be different than someone who's preparing to go catch a football on Sunday, right? Or Saturday or whatever, right? So that I think that both of those I would classify as performance-based athletes as 100%. Opposed to somebody who is just lifting so they can feel good. And, you know, like you said, you know, I have grandkids and I enjoy being able to, you know, to get on the floor and play with them. So
exactly.
I can see that. And I will say as an athlete, so even when I was doing I don't want to like go through the video and find the specific part, but you notice that when I was doing it, first I did wood chops and then I did it. I practiced throwing across because I used to compete in kickboxing. Right. So I immediately started thinking of like use cases for it. I said, oh, you know what? Because it's smooth, I was like, okay, are we gonna get that seatbelt effect? You know, like when a seatbelt, you yank it out too fast and then you wait and then it gets stuck.
Exactly.
I was waiting to see if that would happen. And actually, Jonathan did a video, No Fate did a video on one of your competitors where that exact same happened. So that exact thing happened. It extended and then it didn't retract smoothly. Right?
I saw that.
So that's what I was checking for when I was doing it. So I threw the jab at my cross at different heights and at different speeds, like trying to catch it, and it never did that. I said, oh, this is actually pretty smooth. So I can concur with what Kinsey said about the Ankor. I have not tried the Vulture, but I can tell you that the Ankor was very, very smooth. Next question comes from Jared. He says, do you know of any professional athletes who have retired and then bought an Ankor for their home gym? That's actually a really good question.
Yes, I do. Obviously, I'm not going to, I can't name names, you know, in the interest of obviously keeping customers, you know, what they trust us.
What if we promise not to tell anybody else?
I would just say it's just between us and, you know,
it's only like 1,200 of us.
I love it.
Just like there's only 12,000 or 1,200 or so.
You got it. Hey, you know what?
Secret.
I can't obviously speak to specifics there, but what I can say is yes. Many professional athletes do reach out to us when they're just like, hey, I'm retired. I'm building a home gym. You know what? I saw you guys were an option. You know what? Can we get this added to my gym? So it's like I said, I can't obviously speak to specifics there, but I can say yes, 100%. Professional athletes who have retired, they do reach out to us and they do love having Ankor in their home gym.
So I actually have a follow-up question to that without again, no specifics on the specific athletes. I am curious about the types of sports. So for example, do you have like people like they used to golf professionally and now they've retired? Do you see more of them versus, I don't know, former basketball players or something? Or do you like anything in like, does the sport matter? Or do you see more athletes from a certain sport? If you can speak about that.
A great question. I would say we see pretty much a good bit from every single sport. So even speaking to the basketball kind of example that you brought up, we were super, super fortunate to partner with the NBA G League this past year and provide products to them for their athletes, for their coaches. And we were an official supplier of the NBA G League. So we certainly see a lot of basketball. We see a lot of baseball, a lot of more football than I would have anticipated. But we see a good amount of football, baseball, really kind of any former professional athlete. A lot of them, when they do retire, they want to add a cable stack to their gym. They want to add a cable column. They find it takes too much space. You know what? It's a little pricey, and they just want to have something on their rack. They want to do accessory work. They still want to kind of have that speed, explosiveness, and power that they did train as an athlete. And that's really where we excellently fit in. And then if you get two, so you get one for each upright of your rack, or you mount them into the wall, then you are able to do a lot of cable crossover type stuff. You can double up the resistance on them. So I would say it's pretty evenly spread across the board, with maybe a slight advantage towards any of the rotational sports. So baseball, golf, hockey. I guess every sport's probably a rotational sport, but those are kind of ones where we see a lot of folks use the product. But it's really from all walks of life and all professional athletes and leagues.
Gotcha. Okay. So Kinsey said my football team could definitely use one.
I love it.
Equipment Exercise says, I think the rope replacement is my mainstay. If y'all try Kaiser, that overspeed training will wear down vultures real quick. And JB says the mechanical components of Ankor feel better than digital resistance.
JB, my guy. And that's a big thing. I mean, you don't have to charge this. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to worry about it kind of, not working mid-workout. Like for us, like this thing works in a power outage, in a hurricane, on the moon. It can be used in outer space. I did confirm that with our engineers before I came on. And so you can use this thing anywhere. Okay. So have you had anybody use it in outer space? Not yet. I would love that. Okay. I would love that. And if they do, and look, it's only 8:45, so we don't know. We don't know. But if you're listening, anyone at NASA and SpaceX, DM us on Instagram. We'll get you guys hooked up with some anchors in outer space. It'd be awesome. So what's funny? So yeah, I have zero contacts with NASA. Although I did, my best friend, one of my best friends when I was growing up, his mom did work at Goddard. So maybe I need to dig up Mark's number and see if his mom still has some contacts at her old job. I'd love it. Help you guys out. Let's see. Okay, so here's another one. I don't want to just trash the other products. All right. No, totally. But so Equipment Exercise says my muscle perfection speaks often of vultures fraying, and frankly, I can get bands for twice my lifetime with just one of these replacements. So and Mike said he had to hop on a work call, which is impressive because he's on the West Coast. So I see you, Michael. I see you. It's not even 6 a.m. yet. All right. So that means I knew he's up. That means somebody else has got to be awake. All right. So shout out to you guys at your job. But he said he posted some patio functional trainer photos in the community. I looked. Yes. I haven't seen them yet. And in fact, I'm gonna visit the community right now to see if I can see them. If I do, then I will. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let me. Let's pull those up. I figure you probably want it. So it'll take a second. I just thumbs up one of the pictures, and so that sometimes is the thing I need to do to get it to show. So you can check it out as well. Cool. So let's see viewer posts, and yeah, it's still not showing. Sort by newest. I'm trying to see it. There we go. All right, so throw that on there. That way you can check it out. You can check it out as well. All right. I'm such a huge fan of this sort of stuff. Yeah. All right, here we go. Yep. Nice. I like that. I see you, Mike. Flashback. Okay. It's a flashback. I love it. I know that patio. I've seen that many times on our Instagram feed. And so I was going to say, like, how does it feel to you guys to see? In fact, I'll go ahead and I'll put a comment right here. As I'm typing this comment. Yeah. How does it feel when you can look back and say, see something that's that old? I don't know if you stored it outside, but the fact is it's still going strong. How does that feel? Obviously it's California, and as we know, never rains in Southern California. Shout out to Tony. But how does it feel to just say, hey, somebody is still a fan of your brand that many years into it? It means the world. If you can't tell, it puts the biggest smile on my face. It really does. I mean, we started, it was our founders in a garage. They were super fortunate to let me join in and work as a volunteer for my first 9 months with the company. And it's the coolest thing in the world. And we take a lot of pride in the fact that we stand by our products every single day. Like, we have one engineer at our HQ, and his whole job is to find ways to break the product. And it's so cool. And I saw some of the videos yesterday with the new one and all the drop testing and banging around and destroying.
What is it? I hate to cut you
Yeah,
off, but
go
what's the craziest thing you've seen him do to try to break
boy.
anything of yours, whether it's a new product or something from the past?
That's a great question. So I'll tell you the one that I saw yesterday. So it was a series of tests. So what they did with the new guy is they put the resistance up to 80 pounds and then hung it from a forklift. They put the cord all the way down, so all 10 feet of cable, and then they hooked it up to a stack of 45-pound plates, and they're just raising the plates off the ground with the cable like holding up all of those plates. So I saw that and I was like, first of all, I wish I would have been here for that. That would have been awesome. Where was I that day? And then the other thing I would say is, and it's a super practical one. So obviously no one is going to be, putting out their Anchor X unit to, 10 feet of cable and hooking it up to a forklift and then using it to do any kind of, crane work. But the most practical one that I saw was yesterday. They showed me a video, and what they're doing is they have someone go into our squat rack here in our showroom. I'll show you guys right there. They go into the squat rack here in the showroom, and they have them get into a squat position. They've loaded up, a couple plates on each side of the bar, and then they have the new unit mounted to the side. And what they're trying to simulate is, let's say you back up to do a squat, and now you're like whacking weight plates against the side of the new guy. And they did it a bunch of times, and it was just like bang, bang, bang against that metal chassis. And like the unit was fine. It was A-okay. It was perfect. And so that's the kind of stuff that we do here and that our engineering team does. Quite frankly, I'm a little jealous that they just get to, find ways to destroy things throughout the day. But that's the kind of stuff that we do. It's, hey, let's test everything from the super, super impractical, probably never going to happen application all the way to the super, super practical. Like, yeah, anyone could goof this up, and that's totally fine, because us as a company, our job is to make a product that fits into your life. If we're making something where you're like, well, you did this thing to it, like, of course it broke. Like, we want to make something that's going to, be super, super, indestructible, and is going to be a great piece of, gym equipment forever. Michael's setup is a fabulous example. And here's the kicker. We have a 2-year warranty on it. And if you ever have a problem, you're getting in touch with a real human being. I still have customers call me up from early days, because we put a business card and a handwritten thank you note in every single order. You get our personal cell phone and our personal email. And if you ever have a problem, just pick up the phone and give us a call. And I still have a customer. His name's Paul. Shout out, Paul. He still calls me to this day, and he says, hey, Mike, like, hope you're doing good. Like, I need a little help with this, or I need a little help with that, or can you help me with this? And he was a customer from, like, I think we might have been still in a garage at that point. And so you're getting a real human, you're getting real support. It's not like an AI automated bot thing. Like, you're talking to someone who wants to get on the phone and talk with you. And yeah, if you want to talk about like your workout programs and all that stuff, or you're in town and you want to come visit, we love that. Come visit. We're real humans. We're real people. We'd love to have you. And our biggest thing is we want to treat people the way they want to be treated. And we really stand by that, like top to bottom, with everyone in our company every single day. And I would encourage anyone watching, if you want to get on, you want to talk about Ankor, see if it's a fit for your home gym, like literally DM us on Instagram and say, I want to talk to Mike. It's going to go to my phone, and I'll give you my cell phone, and we'll get on a call and we'll talk, and we'll have a great time, and it'll be awesome. And so that's something that we take a ton of pride in. And a big shout out to Michael, because he, took a chance on a small company. When it was us in a garage and we're dropping these off at UPS, and I think the UPS worker was like, oh my God, who are these guys with a truck full of boxes? Like, what's going on? Right. So it's, we take a lot of pride in it, and it means the world. And it never, I will do this, till the day I die, till they will have me. And I think 40, 50 years in the future, like, I will see that stuff, and it will still make me smile. We never, ever take it for granted every single day.
So my product testing, I'm sure you guys have already done this, but just in case, I want you guys to put it in a box.
Yep.
And launch the box as far as you can, because that's what I guarantee is happening at UPS and FedEx.
Yep.
Throw it. Throw it and see if it survives, because I promise you that's what happens there. Drop it, drive down the road and throw it off a truck, because I know that happens, because I see the boxes of stuff that did end up at my house. So yeah, there's that.
I love it. I love it.
Got a few more comments here.
Yeah, let's do it.
First of all, Rory Ellis says, "Morning, gents. What's up, man?" So
Morning,
that
Rory.
leads me to then say, what have you ever had anybody combine the Ankor with product with a megalith handle?
Oh, a megalith. We haven't seen that one. We haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen a megalith? Oh, well, okay. Roarman Strength, you need to step up your game, Rory Ellis.
Here we go. Get in touch, Rory. Get in touch.
I'm going to show you what a megalith handle is right now.
I love it.
So I'll pull it up right now. See, share the screen. See, this is what we do. All right. I always tell people I take pride in being a connector.
I love it. And if we want to work with, if you have an attachment or you have a squat rack, like, let's do this thing. We love that kind of stuff, man. It's good for the community, and it's good for everyone's business. And let's see.
So that's a megalith handle.
I like that.
Right. Okay. That's the basic version of it, right? And you can attach. So there it's attached to a lever arm. Whatever. But yeah, you can got it. It comes in stainless steel. Whatever. The point is, it is an attachment that you can use for a number of different things. So. Okay. I'm just curious, and then
let's get in touch, Rory. Let's get in touch.
Okay, well there you go. All right, Rory, you're welcome. There you go. Hit him up on. You can hit Mike up on. Actually, if you want, I'll give Rory his. He's not gonna like spam you. I'll give him your contact information.
Yeah, give my contact. Would love to.
Okay. All right, Rory, I'll text you with Mike's contact information. Rob from Vintage Weights said, "Better late than never." Rob. Well, I'm glad you showed up, Rob. Especially considering Rob is one of the people who said. Let's see here, and I'm gonna pull it up on screen. All right, he says Ankor was on my list to see, and I never made it to their booth. Great to see it in your video. I've been looking at their stuff for a bit. All right, nice. And I said, all right, well, they're gonna be on the show, you know. So there we go. So Rob, if you've got any questions right now, this is the guy to ask. This is the guy to ask, because he's got the answers for you. We've got like 4 more minutes with Mike, so if you guys want to ask him anything, go ahead and ask. While we wait for that, I'll say, as we've said a few times, you guys have the Anchor X coming out this fall. You guys started from ground zero, you said, in designing it.
Yep.
How much of the impetus for that project was due to customer feedback, like people saying, "Hey, add more weight"? Mm-hmm. And how much of it was just you guys just tinkering, sitting around, hanging out with each other and being like, you know what, how can we make this thing better? Is there a way to get better?
Yeah, no, it's great. I would say it's almost identical 50-50 at both. So we knew we wanted to have a little bit of a different resistance technology to it. And we also knew we had gotten a ton of feedback. So we first started with, okay, let's ask for as much feedback as we can, because we want to see, like, okay, what are kind of the parameters, the boundaries we want to play in. And then our engineering team, I'm going to give them a ton of credit here. I hope they're watching. They're brilliant. They are flat out brilliant. And they put a ton of time, a ton of testing, man hours, going down different paths that, it sometimes ended in nothing, sometimes ended in something. And it took, about 2.5 years for us to really nail this technology that we're going to be unveiling with the new unit, because we wanted to do it right. We wanted to create something that was super sustainable, and that was going to also meet the needs of our customers. So, at the end of the day, I tell this to everyone: we are an innovation and product company. We're not a marketing company. We're not drop shipping these from the middle of nowhere. Like, you can walk right outside, the doors that are behind me or in front of me, and you can go right onto our production space. My guy Maddie is packing the boxes. Eric is writing the handwritten thank you notes. Our guys in the shop are hand assembling every single unit. We're testing every single unit. And we're super proud of that. We're super proud of that. So we're a product and innovation company, and our engineers are the motor that powers that. So that was it. We wanted some feedback, but we also knew we wanted to kind of push the limit, do something a little new. And they came up with something that's just gangbusters, and I think is going to be gangbusters.
I think it's interesting you said that, because the sign behind you says designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA. Yep. You just said, if you come to our facility, you'll see us doing just that. So I love that. Home Gym Hub. Everybody's waking up and getting on here now. What's up, Spencer? Everybody. What's up, man? Let's see here. Yeah, Rob says I missed him at HomeGymCon. Hey, look, Rob, I'll tell you what. Actually, Rob lives in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That's not too big of a hike to get up to you
Not
guys.
too big of a hike. Rob, come on down.
Yeah. So, head on up there. They've already promised sandwiches and barbecue. So
take you to Evans Deli.
Dogs.
You get to pet the dogs. We'll get a workout in. We'll do the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that'd be that sounds like a good opportunity. Naomi and I are definitely planning on coming up there to see you guys.
I would love it.
One weekend would just come up and just do the thing.
Yes, I love it.
Kevin said, Mike, it was great hearing about the principles behind the company. Excited to work with you guys ASAP. Heading to bed since it's quite late here. I know it's nighttime, so Kevin is staying up way too late with Garage Gym.
Way too late.
He does it every Friday. Yeah.
Get to sleep, Kevin. Get some sleep. We'll be in touch. Don't you worry.
Hey, because those kids are relentless, Kevin. They don't care how much sleep you've had. They wake up at the same time. The same time, Kevin. All right. Those are you guys. And everybody should be watching Home Gym Gains and following Home Gym Gains on Instagram. You can see his kids putting him through it. I love those kids, man. They're awesome. He said, thanks, John. See you on the replay. Yeah, man. Shout out to the replay gang.
I
appreciate the entire replay gang. I will say, as a side note for me as a content creator, and I hope that this is the correct, because you said that there's another
Go for it.
Anchor out there for some reason. But I think that your product should be doubly attractive to people just from a content creation standpoint, because sometimes, like, if you pay your own money for something and you do a product review on it, you're not going to get necessarily affiliate stuff. And so that sometimes causes people to not want to do product reviews. However, I'm going to say, if you're doing a review on YouTube, Anchor products, from what I could tell, are in the YouTube shopping ecosystem. So literally, when I did the Select the Booth tour, I do not have an affiliate link with you guys at all. But all I did was, on the booth tour, I searched for Anchor in the YouTube shopping thing. And so anybody who's watching that video can literally just, and in fact, I'm going to put it on this video as well, but anybody who's watching the video can literally just click on the shopping button and purchase Anchor products. The original versions of them, not the one that's coming out this fall. So I think it's I don't see why content creators wouldn't try your products, especially if they're in like the early phases of setting up their home gym. Rob said, so the Pro is 65 pounds. Anchor X is coming in the fall. Are there any other improvements besides increased weight, or is that the main feature of the new Anchor X?
It's a great question.
Before you answer that, do you have? We're going to be over time. I promised you I'd get you out by 45 minutes. Where it's now 9 o'clock. Are you good on time?
Oh, I'm good. I can do this all day. I can do this all day.
All right.
Don't you worry.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
I will not. But
okay, that's good. That's fine.
No. I'll just leave it running, and you can just talk to the people. There you go. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. But back to the question.
So you get 10 feet of cable. The Anchor Pro has 8 feet of cable. And then the thing I think we're most excited about, or I'll say the two things we're most excited about, is the Anchor Pro has the resistance plates. This is just like you're turning that knob. And so it's like even quicker. Like the plates were super quick. Turning that knob to change the resistance is even quicker. I tell you, I don't know how our engineers do it. I don't know what kind of witchcraft they're doing back there. But it is somehow even smoother than the Anchor Pro. So is super amazing. And then it's the durability element of it too, we want this thing to really just, be something that is out there and around for a long time. And they put a lot of thought into that, and everything from how it's constructed to, as I was talking about earlier, how they're testing it, really trying to beat just the crap out of this thing. It's just so big. There you go. You got the selectors right there. So that would be what I would say is, that's what we're super, super excited about, is you've got something that's super smooth. And then if you see those side rollers there too, you're able to work in a ton of different angles as well. So if you are in a space constrained gym and you got to move behind your rack to get a workout in, you're able to wrap that cable around those rollers, and you're going to get still that buttery smooth experience.
Nice. Okay. So I said right cross. It was a left jab. It was actually a left cross.
That's all good.
Got to be accurate. My coach would haze me if he was still here. Something else I wanted to ask you. It's the way it is, right? You go to HomeGymCon hoping to get feedback, which you're gonna get. All right, because everybody, and I mean everybody, you've seen some of it here. Everybody in the home gym community has opinions about how to improve products, right?
Mhm.
What was the best piece of unsolicited advice that you guys got during the expo? Especially because sometimes people point out stuff to you that you never even thought of, or maybe even an application for your product that it never occurred to you would be an application. So
That's a good one.
what was that for you guys?
Man, I'm struggling to think of something super specific, but I think the what I left with as kind of the overriding thought is like how super creative this community is and it's I think the coolest part about this job every single day is we see folks who tag us on Instagram and they're like, here's how I'm using my Anchor. And I'm like, it blows my mind. I'm like, oh my God, we never even thought about that. And I think we got a lot of great feedback of, okay, like what if we did it like this? And now I'm able to be in this position and I'm able to do this movement. Or have you thought about mounting it to a rack like this? So now I'm able to do, you know what, maybe a resisted pull-up, or I'm now able to do an assisted pull-up. And that I think was the thing. It's the thing that's still rattling around in my brain, quite frankly, is I just left and I was like, oh my God, like the level of creativity and the level of intentionality, and it blew my mind. It blew my mind. And so that would be the big takeaway that I had is just when I think we've figured out all the moves that you can do on it, someone comes around and is like, have you thought about this? And I'm like, that's a great idea. I'm stealing that. I'm going to use that when I get a workout in at HQ. So that's the thing that I love. And that's what we wanted to build is it's not just a cable machine for rows and presses and all of that stuff. Like this is something where, and someone mentioned it earlier, like it turns anything into a selectorized machine.
Nice.
You know, putting it on a freak athlete, I'm like, that's incredible. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do we not think about that? And that's the coolest thing is it's just the level of creativity. And I think the other cool thing that I'll say is it's the level of like DIY that people do. Like DIY is our DNA. Like we love that. We
Nice.
built the first Anchor units with a 3D printer in a garage, like, and we had a dog tied to a pole in the garage, and like we're petting the dog, we're building units, and DIY is such our DNA. And the home gym community they're DIY masters, and I love that because that's our spirit, that's our ethos. And I have so much respect for people who are trying to build their own setup and put it together and just take the bull by the horns and be like, I'm going to build this thing, and this is how I'm going to incorporate this tool. So that would be what I would say is it's the sheer creativity. I was, like I said, I'm still thinking about it. And HomeGymCon was weeks ago now.
Nice. So Eric wants you to he said they think it'd be cool with some swim paddle handle attachments.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
So he's still on fire. He's the same one that's turning anything into a selectorized machine. So he's
my guy.
He's on
my
fire.
Guy.
All right.
He's on fire. I love it.
And this is one from Jake. I'd love to hear this answer too. Just how does the audience in general? Well, you kind of did touch on this, but you haven't compared it to other shows.
Yeah.
Other shows that you guys have done. Because I mean, you do the fact that you guys are involved with sports teams means that you go to expos you probably go to the Perform Better or some things like that, right?
Yep.
So how would you say the audience compares to other shows you've done? Did you guys do HFA?
We did HFA. We'll be at HFA next year. We do CSCCA,
so will we?
college strength coaches. Okay, cool. We'll have to connect. We'll do some fun stuff.
Oh, it's going to happen. We're going to eat in San Diego.
Okay, hey, there's the Top Gun bar right down the street. So maybe we do something at the Top Gun bar. Let's go. But I would say the audience was a totally new audience for us, and I say that in the best possible way. You know, like I said, our roots are in performance, and getting into the home gym world, the garage gym world, being a part of that community, it was just super, super fun from start to finish. And we had a blast. And so it's something that we loved. I can tell you right now, we're going to be back next year. Little spoiler alert, Jake, you know what? We'll be in touch. We'll be back next year. We'll see you there in Louisville again or wherever it's at. And I would say that would be the thing that we just loved is it's a totally different customer. It's a totally different use case. And it was, you know, dramatically different from all the other shows we've been super, you know, lucky to go to. And I would say that's, you know, why we'd want to return is we want to be deeper in this community and continue to, you know what, be a part of this ecosystem with everyone here. So we loved it. I had a blast. I selfishly, you know what? Louisville is a short drive from where I'm based out of in Bloomington, Indiana. So I get to drive down, get to listen to a podcast, have some fun, meet some friends. So I love it. I love it.
I will say that one thing about HomeGymCon is you're talking directly to the people who are going to use it, whereas at a lot of other shows, you're talking to a purchaser for a chain or for a facility, not necessarily to the people who are going to use the product at the facility. So I think that that's an important distinction, especially for any. We're on LinkedIn, so right now, so any brands who are watching this who are thinking about whether HomeGymCon makes sense, that's going to be your best shot at going direct, getting feedback directly from the people who are or will use your product. Hey, Mike is back. He said, I'm back. I added it to my leg extension leg curl machine as well, but later upgraded to a TOG. But those pictures are now posted in the community also. So everybody circle back around. Make sure you, and in fact, if you're watching this in general, you need to be going to the community section of my channel, because that's where we post pictures. We find out, you know, it could be a picture. I want to see the first person take a picture of their workout log, or if it's on your phone, screenshot it and post it, because I want to see what you guys are doing in your home gyms as well. Jameson said the Ankor pairs well with Arm Assassin attachments for less footprint. So that's another cool idea there.
The ideas are coming. I love it. I
appreciate
it. This is what I said. Everyone's so creative.
I'm telling you. So project, you've mentioned 5 years down the road, 40 years on. You kind of mentioned this already, but let's just go 5 years. 5 years down the road, what does success look like for Ankor?
We want an Ankor unit in some form or fashion on every single squat rack, wall, mountable surface in the world. That's where we see our company going, is we want to provide a solution that no matter where you are, how you train, where you train, we want to be there, and we want to be part of your training. And that's where we see our company going. And I would tell you, you know what, we're also super excited to continue to grow here in the USA, and to hire our production workers here in the USA, and to continue to, you know what, support and grow as an American small business. You know what, I think it's always cool and fun to say you have a lot of venture funding and all that stuff, but like, we're very proud of our independence. We're very proud to be doing and building a business what we see is the right way, in doing that here in the US, and being able to grow and you know what, provide economic value to all the families. I mean, we had families, significant others, people are you know, in our office are having babies, and they have kids, and like, the coolest thing, bar none, is the fact that like, we have something here that can support that. We have something here that can support the livelihood of families and future families and significant others. And we're so excited to continue to do that, and to be able to, you know what, just help make everyone's lives better. Whether you're an athlete, you have a garage gym, or you're working here at HQ, like, that's the goal at the end of the day.
So Eric said he DM'd your page on Instagram, the idea of the swim paddle handle.
I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch, Eric.
So it'll be on there. Something I have not seen, because I looked on your website a lot when I was getting ready for this, but I didn't see is anybody attaching it to an ankle cuff to do abduction work. I assume it happens. And maybe even Spanish squats, you know, so that's, people call it sissy squat. It's actually a Spanish squat. We have the thing behind the kneecap, and you're all right. And you do like VMO work and stuff like that. So does people doing that as well? I assume so.
Yes. We've seen both the ankle cuff and sissy squat stuff as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how can people emulate Eric and reach out to you guys if number one, if they're interested in making a purchase? If they want to find out when the Anchor X is released, or anything else, how can they get plugged in all the way to the Ankor ecosystem?
I would say you can follow us on Instagram at Ankor Training. That's ANCORE training. You can also, you see the website right there, ankortraining.com. We actually have a hotline that you can call, which we love. We started that this year. Wow. So if you want to talk to someone during business hours, like, give us a call. It gets routed to a couple different phones in our office. So chat with us, DM us on Instagram, shoot us an email at hello@ankortraining.com. That's the same thing, ANCORE training.com. Or you know what, knock on our door here in Salem, Massachusetts, and tell them Mike sent you, and we'll show you around. So we'd love to have everyone. We'd love for you guys to get in touch. I'd love to talk to as many people as I can. And quite frankly, it'd be a highlight. It'd be a highlight. So it gets me out of my computer and gets me pacing and walking around. And I love talking with folks. If you can't tell, I'm having a blast. So give us a call, shoot us a text message. You can text that number, DM us, or like I said, come knock on the door and say, Mike, promise me a sandwich and a tour, and we'll get you taken care of.
I really was about to say that. I say, show up there, just knock on there, like, can I help you? Yeah. Mike said you guys had barbecue and I could pet dogs while I'm here.
And you can get a workout in too. Use
and
the
I
showroom.
really, even if they don't currently, I would love it if you guys went ahead and made this change today so that the hotline that you mentioned is red and it lights up like the phone, the bat phone.
I like that. I like
from the old Batman TV show. That I feel is important for the success and longevity of your company. You need light up hotline phones.
I love it.
Mike, man, this was so much fun. I really appreciate you coming on. I hope you'll come back. I had,
of course.
When the Anchor X is released, come back. We'll talk about it.
Book it. I'll be there.
If you guys have anything like you're like, hey, we really want to get the word out about XYZ thing. So yes, the answer to that is yes. You can come on the show and talk about it.
Yes.
You're used to be in the business, so you understand how near and dear a scoop is to my heart. So I appreciate you being on here, spending some time.
Appreciate being on. Thank you
with the audience. It's people like you who make the show what it is. I think it'd be nothing if you guys were willing to give up your time. So thank you so much for being on here.
Well, thank you, and thanks to everyone watching. We're super grateful. Like I said, we don't have a business without you guys. So, John, I appreciate you taking the time and let me kind of blabber on here for. I've gone way over my time, so I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
I had a blast, and I'm excited to do this again. It's going to be a great time, and I love it. So thank you guys for making this a great Friday for me. I'm super grateful.
All right, my man. You take it easy.
Take it easy.
All right, later, man. All right. So that was my guy, Mike from Anchor. He was on here for even more time than he promised. So I appreciate that. So that's it for today's show. Thanks to my guest, Kinsey from KPEX Home Gym Lab and Mike Carlson from Anchor for stopping by and making this show a success. Shout out to all of you who watched and commented. Next week, we got Chip Birdie, the Fig Jam reviewer himself. He's going to be joining the show. And we're also going to have Tom Zhang from RitFit, Tom Zhang from RitFit joining us. So do not miss it. Now, stay tuned after this episode for the premiere of Naomi's booth tour with Stepper. And then right after that, we'll premiere my interview with Jamison Dorset. And he's going to be talking about 2 products that he had a hand in bringing to life. And until next week, you guys, hey, pray for my knees and keep stacking. Oh, go everybody Google Garage Gym Life. Jamison said he's right. Do it. All right. I appreciate y'all. Keep on stacking days.